making tonight possible. We have 12 teams ready to compete in mixed doubles and take home a cash prize. So we're really excited. We have some brand new faces and also some former champions. I know Downey and Jaron are here. And then we have some new faces like Tia, and we're going to check in with her and see why she's excited for tonight. So Tia, this is your first time playing. What made you decide to play tonight?
I just wanted to come out, get some good games in. I'm pretty new to the pickleball community, so wanted to meet new people as well.
Trial by fire a little bit?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, don't pick on Tia, or maybe you should. And then Melissa, what is different in playing mixed doubles versus gender doubles?
I think the biggest difference is the speed of the game. So when you're playing mixed, there's a bunch of different chemistry and then different court coverage percentages coming up. So the guys tend to like to speed it up, and the women try to be that patient dinking until one ball is attackable. So chemistry is a big deal, and communication is a big deal of whose ball is that fast one.
Cool, and we have a lot of new partnerships tonight. I'm going to run down. Everybody put your arms up. Woo! All right, we're going to kick it off. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sophie, and welcome to another Thursday premiere night here at All In Pickleball Gym. I'm Alan True, and I am joined tonight by Lori Mans, filling in for Tori Much. Lori, thanks for coming out tonight.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Glad to be able to fill in for Tori. Of course, everyone will miss her, but I hope I do a fine job in her place.
She's in Mexico, so I don't know if she's missing us
I don't think
so much,
no.
but I'd rather be here personally.
Yes.
So the pickleball here is better, I think, and the company is better if you're watching Tori. So, no, I'm joking. But, Lori, tonight it's mixed. You've played pickleball for, how many years have you played pickleball?
About 7.
Now? About 7, okay. And you've played a lot of mixed during that time.
Yes,
so
I have. I love
you heard some of the players talk about their keys to the mixed game. From your standpoint, what do we need to look out for tonight?
Boy, for some good setups and a real good camaraderie, back and forth mix between the women and the men. I love to see the setups. That's the most exciting part to me.
Yep, and as they mentioned, chemistry, very important. There has to be a lot of talking about who's taking what ball. You know, it's you see it even at the pro level, the male steps over pretty far, quite a bit, and you don't want to run into anybody. You don't want to hit anybody in the head. You don't want to both go for the same ball, so that's important.
It's a real skill for the female partner to be able to know when the gentleman is coming across and to be able to make room for him. So she wants to set him up, but give him space as well. Yeah,
and now we say that, and we have a field full of women tonight who can absolutely hold their own, so they don't need to get out of the way.
Nope.
They can absolutely stay where they're at and hang, and so I think that's what's going to be fun about this group. We're going to go, it's a little bit of a different format tonight. There's more teams, so we have 4 teams that have a first round bye, so it's going to go very quickly in the first round. And then everything is going to run concurrently tonight, so we're not going to do 2 separate broadcasts for the semifinals. Those will go on at the same time. And as always, you can keep it on this main stream to see a little bit of everything, but if you have a player in particular that you're trying to watch, each individual court also has its own stream. So it looks like on championship court here, we're going to get our 8-9 matchup, which is Melissa Kildo and Kyle Worthy going against Jenna Timmer and Andrew Chrisman. I believe, Lori, all 4 of these players have already played in a premiere night, and I want to say they've all played mixed also, so this is not going to be anything new for them. Also believe these 4, the 2 partnerships have played together at least some, so they're going to, there shouldn't be first-time communication issues. We're cycled over here on court 2, where we'll have Allison Worthy and Jace Land here against Brittany Dykela and Jake Fredrickson in our 5-12 matchup. Court 3, we have Dee Gielhood and Dan Murphy against Stephanie Hino and Aaron Michaud. Court 5, we have one of our new players, Tia Mukherjee and Sam Trent. I did ask her for the pronunciation of that last name as she walked in.
That's a tough one.
I wanted to make sure I got that one.
Yeah, well done,
right. Yep.
well done.
I didn't have to ask Sam for his. We got Trent. It was the easy one.
I don't know. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, I did just verify that it's pronounced just as it's spelled, against Kelly Dykema and the other Michaud, Brett Michaud, the other Michaud, but not the lesser. They are pretty equal. So
Yes.
And so then the 4 teams that you do not see, our 1 seed is Downey Fernberg and Ben Magsig. They will play the winner of this match. Kristen Reinhardt and Jordan DeWeerd are our 4 seed. Erica Benting and Zach Chambers are our 2 seed. And then Adeline Nelson and Jaren Kaltanowski are our 3 seed. So if you're looking for one of those players, they have a first round bye. Lori, you said you've been playing for 7 years. That's all in Grand Rapids, correct?
Yes, all in Grand Rapids. Have had the opportunity to play in nationals at Indian Wells, several tournaments locally, a few regional tournaments. It's a great sport. Really excited tonight to see these players because they are very skilled, talented folks, and it's really exciting to watch them. So we're really lucky to have this great facility here, allowing us to have these great tournaments.
Sure.
It's amazing.
How did you find it? How did you find pickleball?
Well, I just kind of fell into it. Playing tennis with some friends, and too many people showed up one day, and we were in Ludington, and they said, well, you should go down and try pickleball. And what in the world is that?
And then you liked it so much
so
that you
I
started
went
playing at
down.
Belknap?
I went down and gave it a try. Somebody handed me a paddle. They welcomed me. It was amazing, and I said, "Boy, I can't wait to get back to Grand Rapids and give it a try." And went to Belknap, same thing. It's a very inviting sport. Everyone can play, and it's just you just show up, and someone's going to help you out. And I loved it.
Were there still tennis courts at Belknap at that time?
No, there weren't.
Okay, yeah. When I first started playing pickleball, first time I ever played pickleball, there were still tennis courts, and it was the same thing. I was playing tennis and just walked by and wondered what that was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great for me because I loved tennis, but as I was getting older, it was a little hard to cover the entire court, and pickleball is just my style. It's big enough, and yet it's small enough. So
Yeah, and did you ever think at that time that even just the Grand Rapids scene would become what it is now?
no, it has grown tremendously, and I see all kinds of people, young athletic folks. I see older folks that are working on getting their exercise, kids playing with grandfathers and grandmas, and it's just, there's so many people. You go to Belknap on a weeknight or Friday night, and the place is packed, and it's got a great vibe. And
We got food trucks out there now. It's really like I certainly never saw the day coming where food trucks would drive out to Belknap because there's enough of a crowd there to make it worth their while.
Not for the sport that people say, pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah. Looks like we're getting ready to get started here.
We are, yep. We're trying to get everybody starting at once. Court 3 already just going. And now championship court is going.
Oh, nice dig there by Jenna.
So if you're watching down on court 3, played a lot with both Steph and Aaron. And I think they've played some rec, but this will be their first tournament type format together. I don't even think they played that much rec together, so we'll see how they, but I think their styles will mesh well. Steph's a really good right side player in mixed, and I think Aaron does a good job of taking up space in the middle.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And at this level, even though they haven't played together, they will pick up at each other quickly, and they're quite talented players.
That's true. Yeah, I think that we've talked about some of that chemistry, but if you know the strategy, which all these players do, you can adjust to a new partner really quick, unless they happen to be kind of unorthodox, which I don't think either of them are.
No, I agree. I think they're both pretty classic players, and they have a good grasp of strategy and positioning. And
3-0-1.
And to that point, they're off to a 1-0 lead. Melissa and Kyle off to a fast start here.
Point. Time out.
An early 4-0 lead.
Melissa's serving.
Kyle plays with the white version of the black ace. Very powerful paddle, which he used there on that drive.
Seeing a few more of those, mostly at the upper level of that black ace. That's
Yeah, I think at the higher levels, a lot of players are deciding it's easier to find the touch with a power paddle than it is to find power with a touch paddle, and you need to be able to handle speed and generate some speed yourself now.
yeah.
That ball was just deep, so Tia and Sam are on the board with their first point. Now, the owner here at All In Pickleball Gym, Dan McConnon, he said he likes this 7 seed as one of his maybe dark horses
Yeah.
to be able to make a little run. But
I believe, did Tia play tennis at Michigan State?
I know she played tennis. I don't know if it was at Michigan State or not. We do have a note on it somewhere here I can look up. She did play tennis at Michigan State.
I believe
Our
she was in
sideline
high
reporter,
school, was
Sophie
an all-state tennis player as well. So I think she's got a really great base. And
Well, she said she hasn't been playing very long and doesn't know many people. Usually if you're playing in this and you haven't been playing very long, typically speaking, you probably come from a tennis background.
yes.
Our all-around view here. We're now started on court 2 as well. I think they were the last to get going, or at least the last to have a point scored. This is where we have Allison Worthy and Jace Landier against Brittany Dykela and Jake Fredrickson.
I believe Jace is our youngest player, or resident youth.
Yeah. We had some teenagers last week. Some
Yeah.
other ones. I don't think we have any this week, so I think he's by far the youngest tonight. He's a great example of how far the pickleball scene in Grand Rapids has come, because you have now kids who grew up playing the sport instead
Yes.
of people who walked into it like you and I did.
Yes. People would ask a typical question, well, what sport did you play before? Where did you come from? And now our kids are like, pickleball.
Yeah, that question someday will be. There might be some other sport that they say, "Where'd you come from?" And people will say, "Well, I started playing pickleball," and then I transition to whatever that next thing is.
Yes.
Beach tennis or something like that.
Right.
So 6-0 here on championship court, Melissa and Kyle. That's a pretty tough 8 seed. I would say that's a pretty good team for
Yes.
being an 8 seed.
Yes, they are a tough team.
And after an initial slow start on court 5 here, Sam Trent, Tia Mukherjee have rattled off 5 straight. They're taking on the West Michigan duo, Kelly Dykema and Brett Michaud.
So is Brett the younger brother or Aaron?
Brett
We're
is the younger brother.
Okay.
Yep. Not by much, I don't think. It's Dan Murphy with the put away, and then Dee Gielhood from the other side of the state, going against another West Michigan team, Aaron Michaud and Stephanie Hino. (9-0) here for Melissa and Kyle, although, Lori, as you know, anything can happen in pickleball. I've seen 0-10 comebacks.
I have seen it all happen. I have seen it.
I've also seen teams, even at the professional level, get pickled in the first game and come back and win
back.
too.
I've seen them come back, get pickled, and come back and win 11-2.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. It's really a game of momentum, and the momentum can change at an instant.
Yep, and it's harder in a game to 11. It's really hard sometimes to pull yourself out of it. You got to use the momentum from the end of this game to kind of propel you into the next one. Maybe Jenna and Andrew can find something here towards the end of this one to move them forward into the next game.
The scoring system where you can only score on your serve really helps with momentum. You can really get it going when the other team doesn't have a chance to score.
Right, absolutely. And knowing Jenna and Andrew's games too, they're both pretty offensive. And maybe you lose the first game and you think, well, now we can kind of swing for a little bit, play a little bit less tight. It might work into their style of play.
Yep. Oh, they're very competitive. I don't think one game doesn't mean anything in this. It's 2 and 3.
Yep, and they've both played enough pickleball and other sports to know that. So I think you'll come back and see a good effort from them in the next game. We have Brett and Kelly making a little run here.
It's neck and neck here.
Back and forth.
It's neck and neck.
Have you played much with either Brett or Kelly?
I have played quite a bit with Kelly. Strong player, very consistent, very driven. Love to play with her. She's a great gal. She's a good athlete.
Oh.
Works hard on her game. She
Yep.
works very hard on her game.
Had a really good pickup there to help keep that point going that they come out on top of. A lot of foot speed on this court.
A lot of foot speed. Yeah, that was a nice
Pick
quick
up.
hands.
Yeah, Steph hit a good drop.
Yep.
And I think Aaron did the right thing to move on that one.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on offense and you play a team that's switching on defense, what are some of your pillars for that? Because that can be distracting.
Yes, I think first of all you have to get a feel for whether or not they actually switch and how quick they switch. Also, does the person at the net come all the way across, or do they tend to kind of stop in the middle to cover everything? If you see him moving really quickly across, I'm going to try to go behind him. But if I see them going to the middle, I try to drop because it's kind of tough when they already have gotten the net. You know, when they're.
I think the worst thing you can do in that situation is second guess yourself and sort of get caught. Like if you have a plan in your head, stick to it, and not let the switch bother you midway through.
I always say a good shot's a good shot, so take a good shot and then play it out. If you try to make an adjustment during the point, well, that's trouble.
Or during the swing.
Yeah, mid swing. Yeah, mid swing.
Yeah. That's tied now, 6-6. This is been a very tight match.
Nice.
Sam is very fast.
Yes.
In a bracket full of fast people, he's one of the maybe the fastest.
It's interesting because you really have to be quick. You know, there's kind of a difference between fast and quick.
Yes.
So you see that quickness up at the net, but then you see the speed if the ball gets by and you're running down on a lob or something like that.
It's nice to have all of it.
Yeah, right.
So Dan and D, team D and D, off to a good start. That is another very tough team. Have not seen Dan play much. I've seen D play several times. She's a fantastic player.
She is a fantastic player. She's an experienced player. She's a smart player.
But they've played some together. They played 5-0 in something here, either Meyer or BCO, and did really well. So I'm not surprised at this start for them. That's a tough team.
Yes.
As we look around the other courts here, Allison and Jace up 7-3. Another tough team. This is a field full of tough teams.
It is a field full of tough, talented, competitive folks.
Yep. I mean, you look down, are like 10, 11, 12 seeds. Those are not typical lower seed teams. Anybody can beat anybody.
Absolutely.
So Andrew and Jenna have a 2-0 lead. We
yeah,
did say we thought they would play better. Yeah,
they didn't let that first game get to them.
I didn't think they would.
No.
But it's nice that they made us look good on our
Yes.
predictions.
Yes. Sometimes that first game is about learning what the other team does, reading what they're doing, and coming to, with some ideas on how to really beat that type of play. Sometimes they're a power player, or you see somebody overplaying, and you might not have seen that before. So your first game, you're making adjustments.
Yep. You could see that Melissa drive on that point to get them to 1-2. That she definitely has some power. She's one of the harder hitters in this field.
Yep.
But Andrew and Jenna both can really crack the ball as well. So if they get on a little offensive run, a little momentum, they can score some points in a hurry. Dee and Dan here on court 3 at 9-4, 2 points away from taking game 1. I think Dan has one of the higher dupers in the field.
Okay.
When I was looking through these.
It's interesting because some of the newer players, their duper may not really reflect their skills because they don't have enough games in yet. So it can be kind of deceiving if you're the other team trying to read them by the duper score.
True, although if you happen to be able to walk in and play 5-0 right away, sometimes your duper goes way up at the start.
This is true.
That was I was watching down in court 5. Tia got in a little dink battle with Kelly and then sped went up. With newer players, I think you want to try to test their soft game, and she was up to the task there.
Yes.
So Jen and Andrew now up 4-1. So they've extended their lead, making things interesting. And once again, if you are looking for a specific game to watch and you don't want to see all the switching, each court has its own stream that you can find on the All In Pickleball Gym YouTube page. Or if you like to stay with us, Lori and I will not be talking on those streams, so you lose that part of it.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, if we could clone ourselves, we would.
Yes. And then, of course, if you don't want to hear us talk,
then you can go over there, or you can mute this. But if you want to see all the different games, you can stay here. So, what if you could clone yourself? Would you want to play doubles with yourself? There's the question. I don't know if I would.
I'm not sure if
I don't think I want. I don't think two me's would do very well.
No, I like it when somebody compliments me versus is exactly the same as I am.
Yeah, I agree.
like that game when you find that person that does something different than you do, and it's complimentary. It's like heaven.
Right. Yes, I would like to think that me and a clone of myself could figure it out, but I don't know. I can't guarantee that. So, court 5 continues to be a very tight match. 8-9, Tia and Sam.
Yeah, it's back and forth here.
Serving to try to even this up.
Sometimes you see a shot like that where it doesn't have a lot of pace, and that off speed can really throw you for a loop.
And it looked like he put a little English on that too.
Yeah. Nice hands.
That's nice hands. The two, Brett and Sam, ended up face to face in the middle. Dee and Dan did end up taking game 1, so they are up 1-0 on Aaron and Steph, up 1-0 in the series and in the game 2 now. And Kelly and Brett are on game point.
Yeah, the game point here. Let's see what happens.
Good forehand dinking there from
Very nice.
both Kelly and Tia, but Kelly got her to pop one up. Brett finishes it off, and they hard fought first game.
Hard fought game. Yeah, I think they're going to be neck and neck for the for the second game as well.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like there will be a ton of separation in those two teams. That might be one where we see if we go 3 in that one. Andrew and Jenna, big point, big put away from Andrew in the middle. They're up 6-5.
Yeah.
They're trying to force a game 3.
They have the serve, so let's see what they can do with it.
Andrew's got a big forehand, big serve, a lot of top on his shots, and that plays into Jenna's strengths very well.
Yes.
Thank you, Andrew, for not taking my announcer curse and doing exactly what I just said you could do.
Timeout here.
Probably a good timeout.
I think it's a good choice.
Yep. Give another on court 2. Allison and Jace are up 8-7 on Brittany and Jake. So it's another tight match.
Another tight match.
Oh, wait.
Timeout.
Or is it 8-8?
Yep, timeout
It's
there.
8-8. Yep. Starting game 2 now in the bottom right corner on court 5 between Sam Trent and Tia Mukherjee against Brett Michaud and Kelly Dykema. Kelly and Brett took game 1. They're up 1-0 in the second now. And then on court 3, D. Gilhood, Dan Murphy won the first 11-4 over Stephanie Hino and Aaron Michaud. We're now in game 2. See if Aaron and Steph can make it to a game 3.
I'm seeing that Tia Mukherjee has that great two-hand that I see transition really well from tennis players. That
Yes.
two-hand backhand is very tough.
It's usually it's a little bit of a giveaway that somebody has some tennis in their background. Not always,
Not
but
always.
sometimes. I had a one-handed backhand in tennis though, so I don't have it. I don't have a two-hander.
Because I won't say I'm older, but I'm older, and I had a one-hand backhand in
also,
tennis
yeah.
too, and I'm now just trying to add that two-hand to my.
I think it looks.
repertoire.
I think it looks prettier. I don't want to give up the style points of the one-hander.
Well, I love the one-hander, but I think the two-hand backhand allows you to be a little more deceiving on whether you're going up the line or pulling it across court, and that top spin you can get with it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm very jealous of people who can two-hand backhand counter at the net.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Of course, our local pro, Andrea Coop, is one of the best in the world
She
at
is
that.
she's amazing. Yeah, that two-hand she has is.
To be able to handle a speed up and swing at it from that distance and hit a good shot, that's what I would love to be able to have.
Yeah.
Although I'm realistic about the probability that I'll ever get.
Well, when you look at the number of hours they put in practicing, and that's gives them one up on us, Alan.
Listen, a lot of pros will tell you they don't really play rec.
Yeah, no. Yeah, drilling, and then high-level games.
It's 9-9 up on court 2. Jason Allison against Brittany and Jake.
So how many players do you think have an open stance serve versus
Ooh.
a closed stance?
I see more and more open. I bet the number of open stances has grown.
I'm just seeing it more. I'm seeing it more and more. I agree.
And I think that there are some higher level pros that do that, and I wonder if that's more players are now watching professional pickleball,
Yes.
and maybe you see that. When I first started playing, the idea that anybody would turn on YouTube and watch pro matches all day was a pretty foreign concept. And now you talk to everybody around the facility. They're like, "Oh, did you watch the one PPA match?" And so I do think that's something that may have come over from pros.
Well, that was a big win there on court
That
2.
was a big win
Yeah.
for our 12
Tough game.
seed.
Tough. Really tough match there.
If I
Tough game.
know Jason Allison, though, they're not going to go away quietly. Andrew has found himself some rhythm. He's in the zone a little bit here. That's not somebody you want to let get started if you're on the other side of the net.
No, he can rip that ball.
Now, this is on 2, so see if they can not give the serve back. That's a big return, though. So Melissa and Kyle can see if they can put a little pressure on. That's a good leave by Jenna.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a...
And it's really hard to do, to let that ball go.
The speed it was coming
Yeah.
at, the angle.
Yeah.
Yep. Another skill that I would say a lot of players probably would say they wish they had is that sixth sense of when to let an out ball go.
I think it's one of the hardest things to do.
Because you can drill it.
Yeah. It's very...
Well, I suppose you can, but not
Well,
really.
not easily.
Yeah. So now they get 2 looks at it.
Well, let's see what,
forcing a game
see what
3.
goes here. I always say that number 11's the elusive 11. It can be one of the hardest points to get.
Very much so. And they proved the point there. That happens sometimes. And then it's hard. You know, you try not to let it get in your head. But it's so hard not to. It's hard not to make yourself do things that you wouldn't normally do to try to force that point.
Right. You just feel that little bit of pressure. I want this. I want to get this. You know.
Yep.
I'm the server, or I've got to give that little extra, and now you're out of your rhythm.
You know, I've seen more players miss. I bet more players miss a serve on 10 than almost any other point number.
Yeah.
So to that point, Jenna did a nice job there of playing classic pickleball.
She did.
Yep.
Again, was able to let that ball go. It's really hard to do. Well done.
So, just like we said, after a pickle, they came back, and that was a really good second game for them.
I think that first game, you can get a little jittery. You can be a little hyped up. You have to make adjustment to the other team. You're not quite into your game yet. The first game can be tough.
Yeah, and they did a good job of sticking with what they do and not just putting that game behind them, which we have a couple of teams that are doing that. Tia and Sam.
Yes.
Up 6-1 after losing the first, and Steph and Aaron up 5-3 after losing the first. So we may have a couple of game threes here.
Yeah, great matches. All great matches.
It's a really good kind of deceiving shot there by Dee. She was forehand dinking with Steph and caught Aaron with a misdirect.
Wow. Great hands by these guys, and mixing it up. It's hard when the ball's coming powerfully at you to take the pace off and give them something that they're not expecting.
I think that for some much high level as these players have played, they've seen it all.
Yes. When you're watching, it all looks so easy. You know, they're so skilled, they make everything look like it's not so hard, and then you get out there on the court and it's much more difficult than you anticipate.
Yeah, and until one of them, and even the flight of the ball and how much spin is on it, it's hard to tell over the screen. Until you're on a court with somebody and they're hitting a ball at you.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I think one of the interesting shots that can be incredibly deceiving is the big slice, because sometimes that big slice will rise. And I don't think you can really appreciate that on the screen.
I think, too, people who put action on their dinks, it's really hard to see on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, great digs there by Steph, former volleyball player that you
Yes.
are seeing. Oh, that's a nice time for a lob there by Aaron.
Great strategy.
Oh, Brett caught him in the switch.
A little inside out there. And
Yep. Or caught Sam. I don't know if they were switching. Caught Sam moving for sure.
Yeah.
Melissa and Kyle coming out swinging in game 3 now. So this has been a game very up and down. Some big runs from both teams. It's a good couple of shots there by Jenna. That's a big serve. Kyle's got a
Big
huge serve. And she hit a good return there. Because he's coming in looking to follow that up for sure.
He is coming in hoping to be able to put that away on a weak return, and she's got her. The thing is, she's got her paddle out in front, and it's affording her a great return.
And then Andrew, both from the Lakeshore-ish area. I think Andrew's in Hudsonville. And Jenna is a USA Pickleball ambassador, so he says she's gives lessons during the day as part of Promotion Pickleball in Holland. So if you're in that area, to brush up your game on things like how to return a really fast serve, maybe Jenna can help you out. How to hang in there after you get pickled in the first game.
That's right. Sports psychology.
Sports psychology. I think pickleball, there's a need for that.
Oh,
sometimes.
yes.
Yeah. A need for it in every sport. But.
Yes.
We've all had that drive home from rec play wondering why we're still going, right?
But we keep coming back.
We keep coming
Can't
back.
help
Sometimes in the
ourselves.
same day. Sometimes you turn around.
I always tell people, if you want to play pickleball, that's great, but you better be prepared for one thing. It is addicting. And if you're not prepared to have it take your time, then you better not start.
I've probably at least tried just about every other sport under the sun. I don't think I've experienced an addiction quite like this game.
It is something you cannot explain.
Big put away there from Aaron. Steph set that up, and they are continuing to move towards.
Yeah, they're eking ahead there.
Yeah, hoping to take this game 2 and get to a game 3.
You have a tight one on court 5.
And 2 as well.
And court 2.
Yeah.
It is neck and neck here tonight. I love it.
Although if you looked at the bracket, it was the expected
Yes.
result probably, that we would have some tight matches.
Yes.
No one's out of place.
No, like I said, a lot of gifted athletes out there tonight.
I'm not sure what happened on court 3 there. Oh, kitchen violation?
Must be. Yeah. There's a lot of conversation about it out there.
I think there's conversation about what the call was and then who getting to the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Andrew matrixed that one pretty well. It's hard to watch all these screens at once.
It
but
is
I'm
hard to watch.
doing
all
my
these
best.
screens, yeah.
Oh, we're going to go to
So
the
here we are.
6-6. Sorry,
Oh,
Brett.
Whoops. Whoops.
Brett and Aaron both come from tennis. They played at GRCC. Kelly played, I know, at least high school tennis.
Oh, okay. Now, was Kelly still in that Hudsonville area as...
She is, yep. There's a good group of players that plays over there. They have a really nice little community going there
Have
as
some
well.
beautiful courts and
And they get good play. So Andrew plays over there sometimes, and I know there's some other high-level players that play over there. And part of the branching out from Belknap of now you've got Byron Center, you've got the courts up at Cortland, a lot of different places to play.
there are so many courts popping up. And at first I thought, are we really going to have enough people to play at all those courts? And then I realized every time I go there, they're all filled.
They're all full. Yeah, there are plenty of people. Paddle racks are all full.
Plenty of people. But it is fun because each court kind of has its own feel. And you meet different people, and I love to mix it up.
It is, yeah. It is nice to go. But now even at Belknap, though, you can go out there, and there's always people that I don't know that I'm wondering, like, these people are good. Where did they come from? It needs to not be like that, but it's growing so quickly, and it is really nice to see. I think the community aspect, the social aspect, is part of that addiction that you talked about.
Yes.
If anybody is wondering, by the way, Allison Worthy and Kyle Worthy are married. They just aren't playing together in this one.
Yeah, they play together sometimes. I actually watched them play together at Belknap this summer in the tournament, and they were a great team.
Yeah, I think it's good to not play every tournament together
Absolutely.
if you're a married couple.
Well, one of the things that's really fun about premiere night, I think, for me, is almost every week there's a different matchup.
Yes, there's always new players coming in. So Brittany and Jake take it. And straight away, 2-0. They played very well.
Yeah,
Jace and Allison, that's a tough team.
That's a tough team.
And
Yeah, to take that in two, that's fantastic.
So they will move on to play Kristen Reinhardt and Jordan DeWeird. That match will take place on championship court, so we'll have that right here.
Another tough team.
Another very tough team. They're all tough teams.
They're all tough teams.
We will, as we can, have Sophie grab the winning teams for interviews as well, so we'll go to her. On championship court, Melissa and Kyle got to 6 first, so they're going to switch sides.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with third games, game to 11, when one team gets to 6, they switch sides of the court. On the first 2 games, you stay on your own side. Not so critical in indoor play, but in outdoor play, there are factors like sun, wind, a variety of other things. So.
Sometimes it's just a free timeout, too. Even in indoor, you get a chance to recalibrate yourself.
Yes.
That's a well-played point there. Andrew hit a good lob. Jenna hit some good shots. Kyle did a great job of handling all that came at him. Oh, that one just wide. Tia and Sam just couldn't quite get to the 11. Like you said, 11 can be the hardest number.
That's the elusive 11.
All right, we're going to go down to Sophie now, who's standing by with Jake and Brittany, who just pulled off a pretty big upset, 12-5. That's the March Madness. That's the March Madness upset number, 5-12. So they did their part there, even though it's not March. So Sophie,
All right,
take it
ready
away.
whenever you are. Am I live?
You're live, Soph.
Hey guys, this is Sophie. I'm here with Brittany and Jake. First time here at All In Pickleball. Welcome. How does it feel to get the first ones under your belt?
It feels great. We were the underdogs, so we came in with just no expectations. We went out there and played loose and fun, and I think that really helped us.
Yeah, this is our 12th seed, and you guys just beat the 5th seed. Did you look at all that? Did that kind of get into your head at all, Jake?
I wasn't too worried about the seeding, but I know Allison and Jason, they're fantastic players, so I knew it would be a tough match. We just had to kind of figure out our game plan and what was working and stick with that, so it was nice that it worked out.
Yeah, and you guys seemed to make an adjustment pretty early on. You had some pretty good comebacks in game 1 and 2, right?
We did. We kind of had a game plan, which we won't give away, but we stuck to it and it paid off. So,
okay, fair enough. I mean, it looks like these two are hoping to go far. So, anyone you want to shout out first time here?
My family, I think they're watching. Thanks for watching. Very exciting.
All right, well, we're wishing you luck, Jake and Brittany. Congratulations on winning. You're our first team done here, and we'll see you in the semifinals.
Thanks, Soph. Really good win there. I know we said it already, but just to reiterate that's a big win for the 12 seed.
Big win. Looks like D.
Tia
Did
Tia
they
and
just
Sam
finish their-
got that. And D and Dan
Yeah, I think they just
got
had
the
a win
victory.
there,
Yep.
yeah.
So they are done. D and Dan will now move on to play Adeline and Jaren. And on the other court, Tia and Sam and Kelly and Brett will go to a game 3. And we are now done on championship court as well. Melissa and Kyle win game 3. Good effort from Jenna and Andrew, though, to take that middle game. And really, I think this third game was a little bit tighter than that score might indicate, too.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Well, 11-8, 11-8 on court 5. So this third game is going to be really close, I think. It's going to be a tight one.
Oh, what an
nice
angle.
Nice angle.
Always nice to see new and young up-and-coming players, too, so it's cool to see Tia first time here, first time in this event. And looks like that'll be a player we keep hearing from.
Yeah, she has I think she has a really good grasp on the game. I'm not seeing anything that makes her look like a new to pickleball.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you can come in and be a little too Tennessee.
Yes.
That doesn't seem that that's the case here.
No.
Give us a second. We're refueling.
Yeah, she's dinking the ball, she's taking the pace off the ball, she's coming up to the net. A lot of things that tennis players find hard to do.
Right, and she is playing with that Selkirk, which can be hard to soften the ball with that pedal. She's doing a good job with it. Yep.
Hey guys, I am here with Kyle and Melissa. Congratulations. Just took home your first win of the night on championship court. How does it feel?
Good. Off to a good start. Winning the first one is always a great way to roll on to the next couple.
So you started off with a pickle, and then what happened?
Maybe we just got a little comfortable out there. We could tell maybe they were a little bit nervous coming into it. We kind of fed off that. We're nice and calm and ready to go. And then second game, they came out firing. Andrew was playing lights out, and he was back to his normal self, and it was definitely a challenge. They played great the second game, and gave us a heck of a battle in the third, too. So shout out to them.
Yeah, and what happened in the third game, Melissa? Why do you think you took it home?
We changed our strategy a little and slowed it down and tried to be a little more patient instead of just aggressive, and it really paid off.
Cool. Well, good job on the agility out there. You are going on to play another one, but first, I heard there's a special occasion. Do you want to share, Melissa?
Yeah, it's our 6-year anniversary for partnering together.
Wow.
First tournament at Court 1 in Lansing. Gosh, that was 2018 now? Yeah.
Were there even levels there?
Yeah, I think so. It was 4-0, 4-5. Yeah, 4-0, 4-5, I think. Yeah.
Wow, you guys have come such little ways. No, I'm kidding. Congratulations, guys. We'll see you in the next one. All right.
Congrats to Melissa and Kyle on their victory.
Congratulations, and congratulations on their teamwork for so long.
Yeah. They will play Downey and Ben, so that'll be quite a match there. Melissa comes to us from Grand Blanc. Kyle from Brighton. little net love there for Tia.
So, like we said, they're starting off here pretty close.
But yeah, she is acclimated herself quite well, unless Kelly hits shots like that.
Oh, that tape. The dreaded tape.
The dreaded tape. It doesn't quite come off the tape like that in any other sport, does it? All right, we're going to go down to Sophie, who is standing by with our next winners.
Hi, guys. Congratulations on winning your first game, Dee and Dan. How does it feel?
Fantastic. It's always great to get the first match out of the way.
Absolutely. And Dan, this is your first time here.
Yeah,
Did Dee invite you, or did you invite her?
Me, yeah. We played together a lot, and she knew about it, so we decided to come up. And it was a good first match. Those are good players, and I thought we did fairly well tonight.
So what's going through your mind when the other team is diving and one's on top of them and then people are getting back up? Like, what do you think about all of the athleticism and like aerobics over there?
Like, do I belong here? Not quite sure. They were fantastic. They're a really good team, actually. They play off each other very well. Clearly, they play off of each other very well. But it's just staying focused. Like, Dan and I just had to stay focused. And if you do that, then everything comes together in the end.
Yeah, it really seems like you guys pulled off a great 2 games. Congratulations. You're taking the win and going on to play our next game here. Back to the booth.
Thanks, Sophie, being very modest. She clearly belongs.
Yes.
Tia and Sam up 5-1 now.
Wow. Yeah, just a moment ago, I was talking about Tia Mukherjee's two-handed backhand, and she's standing up at the net and just so natural, so powerful. Yeah, so this is such a great event, but it takes a lot of people to make this happen. We've got court monitors and referees and the folks getting the courts ready prior to spending the day today, getting everything ready to go. And just want to say big shout out and thanks to those folks who are doing such a great job and to make this all happen. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people giving up their time. And these events have been really fun, really successful, and you can see the crowds around the courts too. It's cool to see people come out.
Yeah, it's just really well run, and it's a great facility, and we want to really thank All In for doing this and providing such a great facility here in West Michigan. It's fantastic.
Getting warmed up now on championship court. It's Kristen Reinhardt and Jordan DeWeer. They sat the first round, had a bye. They will play our 12 seed who had the big upset win, Brittany Dykla and Jake Fredrickson.
So, Alan, do you like having a bye first round, or would you rather get right in there and play?
I think I'd rather play.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially in something like this where you're going to play a good team no matter what.
Right.
I don't think sitting helps.
No, and it's single elimination, so you get in there and you better be ready to play because it's a one chance. Now they do have a nice opportunity to get warmed up and things, but it's not the same, I don't think, as having that game experience and that game under your belt.
No doubt. And I think just you saw, like one team get pickled and get it out of their system and then turn around. I think you want to get your engine going a little bit. Although I've noticed in other weeks of this, these players are all so experienced and so good, it doesn't seem to affect them.
Right.
They've handled some of these last week, I think one team had to sit and wait a really long time for one of the semis. And just couldn't really tell that they had sat for that long. They do a really good job of getting warmed up and going to what they know they do best. And so Yeah, I think it comes with the territory, but I think they handle the sitting and the waiting at a 5-0 level as well.
Yes, I think so. You know, when you're an experienced player, you know yourself, you know what you need, you know how to get prepared, and those are things for the rest of us when you go to a tournament. You know, those are skills that you have. Learn about yourself and what do you need to be prepared. Everybody's a little bit different that way. Boy, court 5, we're 8-1. I was not expecting that.
No, did not either.
Wow.
Sam, as you may not be surprised to hear, is a really good singles player as well, with his speed and the ability to hit the ball like he does.
Well, he just moves so well. Boy, he is very fast.
I'm going to wager a guess that Tia can probably play a little singles herself.
Yes. I think you would be correct on that.
She's doing a nice job of keeping Brett at home, actually. Like, she hit a really nice shot down his line on that point. It kind of kept him from creeping into the middle.
We have a timeout there. Trying to hold on.
Trying to hold on. As we said, we've seen it all happen in pickleball.
The championship court. We are 1-0.
Our 12 seed trying to keep their Cinderella story going.
Yeah. Oh, nice eye. Again, tough to let that ball go.
Really tough to let it come right at your body like that. And it wasn't out by a whole lot.
Well, it was a close call.
So Jordan DeWeird, Kristen Reinhardt. Jordan is a West Michigan guy been playing pickleball for a very long time.
Yeah, Jordan was one of the first players that I had an opportunity to watch in a tournament. And he is such a great guy. You know, he was willing to talk to me and was very friendly and quite humble on his game, and kind of inspired me to play, really.
And Kristen was actually in my 3-0 bracket, the first BCO I ever played. Yeah. I want to say she ended up winning it.
I could see that.
And that may have been the first clue that she was going to end up being pretty good.
Yes.
We've also gotten going on court 2 here. Adeline Nelson, Jaren Feltonowski against Dee Gielhood and Dan Murphy. Adeline is another West Michigander from Rockford, played tennis at Davenport. Jaren is Lakeshore, Grand Haven, Muskegon area.
Yeah. Jaren was a big table tennis player, correct?
I think might still be.
Still playing, still competing.
Yep.
Yeah. You can see in a lot of his shots, he has a lot of spins and.
Yeah, I don't believe he was as much of a tennis player as some of the other players in this bracket tonight, but that table tennis background has helped him quite a bit. He's done quite well in these. If you've been watching every Thursday, you've seen a lot of Jaren.
Yes.
And you usually see him going pretty far in the bracket.
Yes, he's a very strong player.
And by the way, has gone very far in those brackets with a lot of different partners. He's
one of those people who
can just play with anybody. His personality helps in that too, I think.
He's very easygoing, great guy, but yet incredibly competitive.
Yeah, you can't let kind of the chipper attitude fool you with him.
Do not be fooled.
His personality and his game are Two very different things.
Yes, do not be fooled.
And Adeline has not been playing pickleball very long, but picked it up quickly. As if you're a high-level tennis player, you do start on a fast track a little bit. But I think her pickleball game has come a long way in the last few months.
Really improved, yes.
And we're going to go down to Sophie now with Tia and Sam.
Hello, congratulations on your win the first time here, Tia. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel like we started off a little slow, but kind of warmed up as we went and then finished strong.
Yeah, those first two games were close, and then the last game was a blowout. Did you change your strategy or anything?
I think we started landing some more balls and then just started having more fun. Her mom told us, you guys need to relax and have fun after the first one, so that's what we did.
I love it. I actually chatted with your mom. She was very excited to be here to watch you play. And you played tennis before, right? How does pickleball feel different?
It's a lot different. I feel like I played more singles than doubles ever in tennis, so I really like having someone else next to you on the court and a lot quicker of a sport. So, but yeah, having a tennis background definitely helps in a lot of ways.
For a tennis background, though, you had great control. I just have to say that. So, Sam, did you ask Tia to be your partner then?
Yeah, probably. I saw her and her brother playing at the park, and then we're like, those guys are going to be good. So we tried to get him into him, try to get her brother back out to play with me some more. So we'll see if we can do that.
Nice. So you're coaching up the whole fam?
Maybe. They're coaching me.
I love it. Well, congratulations, you guys. I know you have another game to get to. And we're excited to have your mom here watching, too. That's really cute. All right, back to the booth.
It's an unfair advantage having Mom around to calm you down after a game. Where's my mom when I need her?
I am telling you, the mother has it. Do you hear the great information she gave them? Have some fun, settle in, change their game.
Sometimes you need to hear that. And sometimes you need to hear it from a mother-like presence.
Yeah.
So they are moving on. They're going to play Erica Benting and Zach Chambers, a very good team.
Every name I look at on here, it's going to be a great team. It's a tough team. They're all so good.
Yeah, so we love everybody obviously watching on the stream and listening to us, but if you can get down here for one of these nights,
there's nothing like it.
It is fun to watch. There are concessions.
I have to admit, Thursday nights were my play night. I found subs. I'm just having too much fun here watching. It's just a great opportunity, and there's just nothing like seeing it live.
And you can pick up some things that will help you.
Yes.
They can all do some things that we can't, but there's also a lot that you can learn from watching this level of play.
Yeah, a lot of times, people's strokes, and athletic ability you might not be able to match, but what you really can learn is strategy, court positioning, and where should I hit the ball when on the return of serve, and all of those things are so critical. It can really lift your game. Strategy is so important.
And then I think some of the mental things too that we've talked about when you're down. What do they do? What do they go to? Not letting themselves let a bad shot or a bad game affect them the next point or the next game.
Yeah.
Right. So we are joined again, as we are most weeks, by our stats team. We have the dream team tonight. Pat and Jeff aren't always together, but we have both of them down there doing stats. So we're going to go down to Patrick O'Connell, Jeff Howlett for some statistical analysis. Guys, what are the numbers telling us? Right. So you guys are telling us that we should strive for more errors in our own game. All right, I'm in good shape then. Sure, absolutely. And they, together, Kristen and Jordan have 11 winners. So if you are stroking winners, you're making up for those errors too.
Something really important that this does tell us, though, is that we make mistakes, and the great players make mistakes, and we can't beat ourselves up. We have to go on to the next point.
And I think they're deciding what works for them too. Sometimes if you're being super aggressive and it's not working out, then you change it up. It clearly is working out for them right now, so there's no reason to throttle back. As you saw quickly there, we did have a Game 1 result. Adeline Nelson, Jaren Faltinowski take Game 1 over Dee Gilhood and Dan Murphy, so they're going to go to Game 2. And we have a Game 1 result here, Kristen and Jordan. As we said, Lori, they did not let the sitting.
I don't think that bye was any problem for them whatsoever.
Yep, so the two teams that had the bye, both won Game 1.
Came out on top.
And Downey and Ben are up 4-0 in their first game, so the sit and the bye not hurting them either. So maybe I have to rethink.
Yeah, I guess the seating is pretty accurate, huh?
And maybe I have to rethink my wanting to sit out or not for the first round. You see on court 3, Erica and Zach getting warmed up here. About to take on Tia and Sam. So we are now into the next round. The winners will then go into the semifinals and then into the championship.
Well, I think this court 3 should be a great matchup.
That's going to be a really good. That's going to be a really good game, and kind of interesting too to see someone as new as Tia going against somebody as experienced as Erica.
Exactly what I was thinking, Alan. That youth versus experience is going to be fun to watch.
And then you got Zach, who is, I think, a really good mixed player.
Yeah.
And aggressive. And Sam is, as you saw before, fast, covers a lot of ground. So those guys are going to end, I would think those guys are going to end up in the middle of the court going at it a little bit. Zach played tennis as well, coached tennis. Also somewhat new to pickleball. See a big winner from Ben there. He's, speaking of new to pickleball, less than a year Ben Magzig has been playing.
Okay, so I was reading, and I like to read about sports a lot, and reading an article about what sport transitions really well into pickleball. And of course, we all think tennis, racquetball, ping pong. But one of the best sports that this is what I was reading, is baseball. That baseball players tend to transition really well into pickleball. And I believe Ben was a baseball player at, is it Eastern Michigan University?
Oh, I know he played semi-pro.
Yeah, he played semi-pro. Yep.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's a ton of hand-eye coordination and the speed, handling speed. And I remember one of these weeks, Brian Brooks saying that he credits pickleball for a lot of his fast hands at the net and his reactions.
Yeah. Yeah, baseball, you do have, as a hitter, I kind of looked a little bit at what Ben was, what his background was, and see that he was a really great infielder and he was a great hitter. And
By the way, though, what a pickup from Melissa on that. Ben hit a fastball like an out of the park homer, and she just bunted it back into play. That was fantastic, bro. That's the extent of my baseball analogies. I think pickleball is one of those things where it's almost like if you do anything else at a high level, if you can play any other sport, it will translate to this. You don't have to. It doesn't specifically have to be tennis.
No, I've played against some volleyball players that were just amazing and transitioned really quickly.
I think volleyball translates a lot, especially a couple people I know who have played beach because it's 2-on-2 and some of the court coverage and the angles are similar.
Yes.
And being able to kind of dig things out, take the pace off the ball.
And they're not afraid of the powerful ball coming down at them.
Right.
That dig is usually really successful for them. Wow.
What an angle.
That's an angle.
I don't know if we can credit ping pong for that one. That one might just be a good shot.
That was just a good shot. Oh.
Sophie points. So we'll credit the Revo Pro Pure Hybrid that Jaren plays with. Yeah. Oh. They are sold out.
They are sold out.
So Dick's Sporting Goods.
Great paddle.
Or Pickleball Central. And I'm not just saying this because Sophie's on the broadcast, but it is really cool to see a local company kind of grow from what it was to what it is now. To even see it on Pickleball Central, I've seen it. It's cool for me to watch some of the YouTube paddle review channels that I watch and see them review the Revelin paddles.
Really?
It's so cool. So Sophie's going to come on live now. Sophie, you guys have even something additional coming out soon, right?
Hey guys, yeah, thanks for giving me a moment here to talk about our tech. I'm really excited. We have a few new things coming out. We just launched our Rise paddle, kind of a soft launch just to get it out there, but it feels awesome. It's actually at $110, so it's our most affordable paddle ever, and we're actually going to be able to recycle it if we get the paddle back from you. So it's lower waist, but still super durable, super high quality, and it plays so softly and controlled. And when you look at beginner players, I think that giving them more time to place the ball is just really, really important. So we're pumped to offer that in a better way for the planet.
Wonderful, Sophie. That all sounds good. So you heard it right from Soph. If you don't like the fact that we don't have snow on Christmas and then all of a sudden we get blizzarded on for a week like we are now, the best thing you can do is go buy a Revelin paddle.
That's right. Sophie, I'm so thrilled that you're planet conscious and that we're getting a paddle that is recyclable. That is so important.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think what we've learned through this experience is that if we can find better materials and produce less waste in the process of making equipment, then there's really not an excuse not to. So we're excited to be figuring out and hoping some other people will join us along the way here.
Well, bravo to you. Bravo to you.
And by the way, again, not just saying this because Soph's listening, I think the paddle face design on Revelin, they're some of the prettier paddles.
Yes. They are really. They're a good-looking paddle.
For a long time, pickleball paddles I thought were pretty ugly. Can we put in some effort here? And now I think we're starting to see more of that. But Revelin's, I think, ahead of the game in that department.
Well, you don't really recognize how important the look of your equipment is, because if it looks good to you, it's going to feel good to you.
And especially, if you get to the point where I'm at, where like my game's topped out, I just want to look good.
I'm not sure your game's topped out, Alan, but looking good is a good thing.
That's why I keep hitting a one-handed backhand. It looks stylish. So maybe I'll get one of these Revelin Rise paddles and really go all in on the aesthetics.
Go for it.
But
now I just want to know what clothes you're going to wear. What's your outfit?
Somebody's got to sponsor me. I'm open if any apparel brands are out there.
You hear that, everyone? Yeah. Alan's open.
Got a lot of Twitter followers. Nothing to do with pickleball, but I have a lot of Twitter followers. So Tia and Sam off to a hot start there,
Yeah.
up on Zach and Erica.
They just seem to be meshing. Their first game, not quite as much, but I just feel like they're really connecting now. So
Well, it sounds like Sam found her at a park. Thought, like, that girl looks like she can hit a ball or two, and so maybe he's helped her along here, and she seems to be a very quick study.
yes,
Reminds me of those stories. I've heard stories of high school football coaches walking the hallways and seeing some 6'5" kid that doesn't play and saying, like, hey, you gotta show up tomorrow. It sounds like
Yeah.
Sam did that to Tia.
yes. Oh, little miscommunication there.
Yeah. Some very strong dinking before that, though.
Yeah. How critical communication is, whether it's spoken or just learned experience with one another.
It, just out there. I think it's interesting too because we looked at the stats in the first game. More unforced errors and more winners than in this game. Kristen and Jordan seemed less unforced errors and less winners. So
Yeah.
we were talking about that ability to adjust based on the flow of the game, and certainly see them do that. I'll take the heat for that one. Don't blame Kristen for that ball. That was a classic announcer curse.
It was.
My duper should go down for that. Yeah. Got 3 Yolas on this court too, by the way, I think, right? Yeah.
Oh, it looks like
3
it.
Yolas, and Kristen's got the new Engage. I believe she's Engage sponsored player.
Okay.
What are you playing with these days?
I am playing with the Holbrook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I kind of came upon it. I was engaged, and I wouldn't play. I tried every kind of paddle out there, like some of us do. And Engage was always really the paddle I loved and felt like I had a lot of success with. And it's a thinner paddle. I used the thinner paddle, 14. And Holbrook was at Beer City, and I had an opportunity to try their 16 millimeter, thinking I was never going to like it, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more of those
Yeah.
Holbrooks around. I did also I started with Engage as my first, I would say, real paddle.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Jeff sold it to me.
Yeah.
And
I think Jeff
still
probably
really
got
like
us
that
all
paddle.
started.
Probably, yeah, he does a good job with that,
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah. So, what are you playing now, Alan?
Electrum Pro, which is
Alright.
what Zach plays with.
Okay.
I do like the paddle. I also just didn't want to become one of those people who was switching paddles every few months, so I made myself stick with that one.
Yep. So, what do you like about it?
It's a thin paddle, which I always played with a thicker paddle. I didn't think I would like a thin paddle.
Yeah, so we're kind of
But
opposite.
it gives me more control than most of those thin paddles do.
Yeah.
And it's got the grit. I think the biggest thing for me that I've liked about it is that the grit lasts longer.
Lasts, yeah.
And we're gonna take a timeout here. Sam looked like he may have pulled up and see if he's injured.
we have
He's
an
gonna take a moment here. Somebody's walking onto court.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Let's hope that it's nothing serious.
But in the interest of not wanting to switch paddles a bunch, I wanted one whose grit lasted.
You could play it for a long time.
Yeah, especially now with new paddles where a lot of the faces are grittier.
Yes.
I wanted one that would last. And that one's done a good job of that.
Some of them just aren't lasting at all. And I think they're finding the errors in production, and I think they're getting better all the time.
Right, and I also think people play so much more frequently now.
Oh,
My
yeah.
first paddle, I wasn't playing multiple times a week. I wasn't
Right.
hitting the balls hard. I wasn't playing against people who hit the balls hard. There's all kinds of
Right.
different reasons the paddles wear out faster now
Right,
too. So,
yes.
and the addiction that you mentioned is
Yes.
definitely a big piece of that.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But I think the manufacturers are adjusting, and that's going to be a big piece of it. I think moving forward for all the manufacturers is making ones that last.
Right.
I think that'll end up being a big factor, because I think for the most part all of them have a wide enough range of paddles that you can find something in anybody's line that you can play with.
It's interesting how, the paddles have gone through different iterations, and then you're seeing things like, oh, these paddles are delaminating and these paddles are losing their grid, and oops, we have a win there on
Kristen and Jordan pull that off. So no issues with their bye.
No.
And Brittany,
They were rested
if
and
you are
tough.
tuning in to watch Brittany and Jake or any of the other teams that are out of the running for the title, they do still play through on the other courts. They play each other, and you can find individual streams of those courts. You will not get to hear Lori, me, Sophie, Jeff, or Pat on that, so you lose that. But and speaking of which, we got more stats to go over with Pat and Jeff, so give us a little numerology, guys.
Great game there. The stats weren't as interesting or, kind of unorthodox as the first game there, but we saw a comparable number of errors. We saw a few more winners from
All right.
We saw a few more winners from Kristen and Jordan there.
Really no speed ups from down low close to the net from either side, but we had a few drives from both sides, a couple of net cords, and I think it just came down to consistency. And Jordan and Kristen, man, Kristen's touch is so good. She resets the ball so darn well. It's unbelievable just to see her placement and like her high IQ plays. So I guess that's my call, is they just brought it and they just forced the play and kept themselves in the point and were able to squeak out a few more points than their opponents. So Jeff, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, not much. Really, I think what we talked about earlier, that they kind of controlled the pace of the game. They really kind of controlled how things were happening. There wasn't a lot of driving going on in this match at all. They had a few incidents go in their direction. The net cords from the first game, but no, they played a clean game. I mean, when we look at unforced errors, like I said, they're almost identical this game, 12 and 12. So what we don't really see in our stats, we have a lot more stats that we keep track of. How many drives, how many lobs, the ATPs, and we saw a number of Ernies in this game, which are kind of exciting. Kristen almost had one. She jumped the kitchen, which it wasn't a jump to Ernie, but she won on that point. So kind of exciting. A lot more mellow game than the last one. So it'll be interesting as they work up the ladder when they come together against all that power that we saw in the first match, how that will play out.
Yeah, definitely. It was interesting. And, I feel in the first game, I saw so many more drives from Jordan that I'm used to seeing from him. Jordan's such a controlled and defensive player usually, not to say he doesn't have offense, but he just hit the ball beautifully. And so, but I think in the second game, he kind of felt the momentum and maybe just played a little more of the game we're used to seeing from him, where he kind of played more third shot drops and just kind of kept the ball in play. We saw a lot of great dinks. I saw a lot of great gets from Jake Fredrickson on some hard dinks from both Jordan and Kristen, so kudos to him on getting some hard balls. They just placed the ball so well, and this team was able to answer to it for the most part, but ultimately just came up a little short and ended up losing the match. So
all right, appreciate it, guys. I know as we get further into the bracket, we will be hearing more and more from you. Check out Court 2 now. A little bit tighter here in Game 2.
Yeah, Dee and Dan are giving them a real run for their money now.
We're going to take a step away and go to Sophie, who is standing by with Jordan and Kristen.
Talk to me about the field out here.
The field, it's a tough group of mixed teams, top to bottom. I think anyone can beat anyone any given day or game. It's a great turnout. Love to play the best players and try to get better.
Awesome. And you just took home a win of your own, hoping to keep moving forward. How did it feel coming out, after waiting?
Oh, the wait wasn't too long at all. Extra court over there, so we're getting warmed up, which was nice. I need a lot of warm up, so give me another 3 hours and I'll probably be ready to go.
Cool. And this is a first-time partnership, so who set it up?
We both have been talking a little bit before the last one. But it's great. I've played against Jordan before, but never with him. But I think our styles kind of work well. He likes to drop the ball, and he's just so good with backhand, forehand. But, it was a good first game, and hopefully we'll clean it up a little bit for the next match.
Awesome. Who would you rather play? I think it is Ben and Downey versus Kyle and Melissa.
I would rather play Ben and Downey, believe it or not.
Why?
Kyle and Melissa, they're tough to play against. When they're hot, they can beat anybody, I think. So I really struggle against them, and I would rather play Ben and Downey, even though they're the 1 seed, right? Yeah. They're going to be tough, either one of them.
1 or 2. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what ends up happening. Thank you so much for being here, and we're going to go to the next game.
Thanks, Sophie, and congrats again to Jordan and Kristen for pulling off that victory. So they will await the winner of Downey and Ben against Melissa and Kyle, who that second game is Melissa and Kyle are now up 7-6.
Yeah, I think the time that they've played together really shows in their partnership.
And they've also played a lot of pickleball not with each other. So a lot of time spent on court with and without one another.
Yes.
See our sponsor in the bottom corner too, Elders Helpers. Want to make sure we give them some love. They've been a consistent supporter of pickleball in the area and a supporter of these Thursday night events.
Yeah.
So
big thanks to Elders Helpers. They're great supporters.
and they were Jace's, I think, his first sponsor.
Yeah, I
so
believe so.
You were real late, Yola. Where were you on that one? Dee and Dan continue to make this a little interesting, hanging around, but Adeline and Jaron 2 points away from moving on.
Yeah, court 5 is really tight here.
We saw a little bit with Ben last week. Him being a little bit newer to the sport,
Yeah.
he would go on these big runs, and then he was a little bit more hot and cold than some of the other players, but he can really turn it on too.
Oh, nice drive around the post there.
He's another one. Like you were saying with Tia, you would never watch him and think this guy's 10 months into
Exactly.
pickleball. Although he says he drills 20 hours a week, which might be a reason.
I think athletes who have played other sports really value drilling, and that's what's going to make them the high-level players.
Yep, I do think, coming from other sports, you understand kind of the tediousness of just doing the same, building that muscle memory. We're going to go down to Sophie. She's got an update on Sam's injury.
So I just spoke with Sam, and he looked at me. He was surrounded by mustard and relish, and he's like, it's a little gross, but I'm going to be okay. I'm going to play. He has the massage gun out, just taking care of his body, and he says he'll be ready to go again. So we're excited to get him out there and hoping he can push through the pain.
So he's eating a hot dog while getting a massage?
No hot dog. Literally
okay.
mustard and relish.
Oh, he's just eating mustard.
That's why he was like, this is a little gross.
Yes, pickles and mustard.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
I was going to question the taking care of your body while eating a hot dog, but since that's okay, now that we have the clarification, we're good.
Yeah, but a little bit of cramps probably is what I'm assuming with the mustard
he
and the
cramped up
pickles.
really badly.
Well, I'm glad that's all it is. That's good news. Not that having cramps is good news, but that there's not a more significant injury.
And thank goodness we had a good spread of condiments there to make sure that he's all right.
Always have your mustard and relish available when you play in a tournament.
And Pam is on concession duty, and I'm sure she relished the opportunity to help out. They're not all going to be winners, everybody. Okay. Jaron and Adeline.
Yep, they put that one away. But Dee and Dan gave them a run for their money. Had a good game.
Yep, a good second
game. Came back
game.
and played a good second game.
So they will play the winner of the game on court 3, which is Erica and Zach against Tia and Sam, the winner of the Condiment Bowl over there. So they're gonna have a little wait themselves while Sam takes care of his cramps.
So we're going back to listening to Patrick and Jeff talking, and they mentioned a couple of things, the ATP and the Ernie. So for people who are new to pickleball, the ATP, it is legal to hit the ball around the outside of the post and still get it into the court. It does not have to go over the net. And the Ernie would be jumping the corner of the court to play the ball. So you can go past the kitchen as long as you don't step in the kitchen. So the kitchen itself, above it, is still legal.
And neither of those moves, Ernie's or ATPs, gets you an extra point, but it does feel really good.
It does, and it's exciting to watch. It's really fun to watch. It's very athletic play.
In one of our first, when we did the Moneyball broadcast, Casey Cullen, who's a really good player from the other side of the state, was talking about how he likes to hit ATPs from the left side of the court with his forehand. So he likes to run all the way around it and somehow spin that or angle it.
Interesting.
And since he said that, I've made it my goal for the rest of my pickleball career to do that one time. I don't even really know how to accomplish that. Pat, you have a nice angle of ATPs. In fact, right now a player could hit an ATP and run off the court through the net and sit down next to you. What are you seeing over there?
Yeah, I wish it would happen. We haven't seen many ATPs over on Championship Court here. We've seen a few that have been missed, but I love the ATP. I think it's such a cool element of this game. It's something you didn't used to see as much, but players have gotten so good at executing it now, and it's just kind of a moment of glory, even if it gets returned. And returning an ATP is a moment of glory too, right? And
oh yeah, yeah. It feels almost. I think it feels better sometimes to defend one than to hit one.
Yeah, I love it when somebody hits an ATP and they stand there and watch it, thinking it's going to be a winner, and you just like pop it back to the back of the court, and they're just like, "Oh, dang it!" You know, it's such a wonderful feeling.
Well, that defending the ATP, that's quite a feat because the ball's coming in at such an odd angle to get it back into the court. That's a tough play.
That is, and there's some reaction there. Real quickly, we have Melissa and Kyle did take game 2. So we're going to a game 3 with our 1 seed against the ropes a little bit.
Nice.
And we have Sophie ready on down on the court with our 3 seed, Adeline and Jaren, who won in 2.
Hey, guys. Congratulations on your win. How was it to play your competitors?
Very good. Very good.
Sorry, we were just chatting. Both you guys are Team Revelin. Very exciting to see a win there. And you've partnered together, but not a ton. So how do you feel like it went?
I feel like it went really well. We both came to play, and we kind of had our game plan, and we stuck to the game plan the entire match.
So no need to pivot?
No need to pivot at all. We stuck to the plan. We did. It did.
Sharon, who came up with the plan?
I would say I came up with the plan. But, I mean, execution is all that matters. So if you can't execute, the plan's not going to work. So we executed quite well. Adeline, solid as a rock on the right side. Yeah.
Awesome. Is this your plan for the whole time, or are you looking to pivot depending on who you're playing?
It's going to probably – obviously we need to pivot depending on who we're playing. I don't know who we're playing. I think maybe winners of – Sam and Tia, Zach, and Erica. So both really consistent hard hitters. So I don't know. Might have to refill on my Panera Unlimited Sip Club. Give me some new some unsweetened black tea for some energy. But yeah, we're gonna get out there, rock it.
Panera sponsor this man. Okay, Adeline, who would you rather play, Erica and Zach or Tia and Sam? Don't look at Jared. Just answer.
It's tough. Both really good teams. We play with Erica and Zach a lot, or I do at least. So maybe I'd pick Sam and Tia.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, congratulations, guys. You are moving on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Soph. Congrats to Adeline and Jaren. And I think that's Adeline playing with a Revelin is somewhat new, right? She was playing with a Temper for a while, and I think was experimenting maybe with some other paddles, and so she's now on Team Revelin.
seems to be working really well for her. So
It does seem to be working well. Like I said, her game. I mean, she stepped out here already, basically being able to play 4-0.
Yes.
But she's worked on her game, and it's been noticeable.
Drill, 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 folks, if you want to improve.
And played a lot of high-level pickleball. We'll see who they get here. Zach puts that ball away, and I don't think Zach and Erica will go away very easily.
No.
And we'll see how Sam is moving around. He looks to be moving around pretty well here. Must have been high-quality relish. They spare no expense here at the All In Pickleball Gym. And we have Downey and Benner up 2-0 to start the third game on court 5. Kyle catches them by surprise there.
So I'm doing watching all the guys here. It seems like the guys are hitting the open stance serves, and the ladies are hitting a closed stance.
That is interesting. So,
for the most part.
Let's see. Does Kyle go open?
No, Kyle doesn't.
He really rockets this
Yeah.
thing too. So
Yeah.
I think he uses that momentum for it. I would think.
Yeah, I think you can get a lot more power from a close stance versus an open.
Right. Probably more consistency in the open stance.
I would say so. Less moving parts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Kyle really goes for that thing.
He does. Plus, that paddle, that inverted color, is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and it does have some serious pop.
Yes, serious pop.
Well, Kristen's drive there. She says, "I don't need your black/white ace in order to generate power." I didn't pick up what she's playing with. Let's see if I can.
Let's see. I can't tell.
It looks like a paddle tech, but I can't tell either. A lot of black on that side.
Black, yeah.
Tori's not here, so we have to take her place and comment on outfits.
Okay.
She would like the matching, but I don't know that she would like the all black.
She does love the matching outfits.
She wants some pizzazz though.
Yes.
So Downey's pants might have been what Tori would focus on if she was here. Yeah.
I think
and
Tori
Kyle's shoes. She would notice Kyle's shoes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Downey's pants would be in the running for best outfit.
For style, yes,
Yeah,
the style points.
Yep.
Sam and Tia have a second look here at. Oh, he tried. Was that? I assume that was purposeful. Yeah.
Good thing Zach was paying attention.
I don't even know if he was.
I'm not sure.
I kind of
Could have been lucky. Could have been lucky.
Yeah.
So when a server serves at the person at the net, it's called a nasty Nelson. If you hit them, it's your point. And oftentimes you can catch that person not paying attention.
And I've seen some borderline fights happen on the court because somebody did that to somebody else. Zach seemed to be a pretty good
should
sport
talk about the
that one.
history of the Nasty Nelson.
It's funny. Pat just brought up that we should talk about the history of the Nasty Nelson. I was just actually looking it up, so great minds think alike. It's named after Tim the Puppet Master Nelson.
Yeah, Tim Nelson. So when I first started playing and watching pickleball in 2013, just before Kyle Yates became the best player in the world, Tim Nelson was considered the best player in the world, and he was quite a character. People seem to love or hate him. I still talk to him once in a while. He's a funny dude, and he was such a character on the courts. He would talk crap to people like nobody else. He had rivalries with a bunch of different players, and he was one of the first people to return an ATP and stuff like that. So he had just a great touch game, early in the game's history. And he was a young, skinny kid. He was like a skater punk kind of kid. And yeah, I just loved watching Tim Nelson play. He was hilarious, and he had some drama that followed him later, and he joined the pickleball forum, and Aspen Kern banned him, so Tim Nelson sued him for $250,000.
Oh my goodness!
And had to go to court, and it ended up getting dismissed anyways. But look it up. Look up some classic pickleball matches. So Tim Nelson and Enrique Ruiz had El Condor had a colossal rivalry back in the early 2010s. So Tim Puppet Master Nelson, yeah, classic character. Love watching him play, and he still pops his head into the game once in a while. He's from Seattle, but he went to law school and stuff too. But I think he just kind of plays on a serious rec level at this point. But I hope we see him someday on the pro scene again, because he is fun to watch. So, yeah. And what a namesake for him too, the Nasty Nelson.
All right, I learn something new every day. I did not know any of that. So Pat, thanks for dropping some knowledge on our head.
Thanks for that info, Pat.
The Ernie is also named after a real person, right? Gotta be.
Yes.
Yeah. So all these shots are named after human beings.
Ernie Perry. Yep.
Yeah.
Ernie Perry.
So the Ernie's named after Ernie Perry, but then along came the Bert, as if Sesame Street didn't have enough influence on us.
Right. So that's not actually named after somebody named Bert. It's just the opposite of Ernie.
Yes.
Right?
It's just what we put together with Bert and Ernie.
And that's an Ernie from your backhand side, correct?
It is the shot when you come across the opposite side of what you're playing. So if Kyle came across in front of Melissa now and hit across that corner, that would be the Bert.
That's a Bert, okay.
Yep.
So it's still an Ernie if you Ernie from the right side of the court.
You can Ernie from either side if you're on that side.
I see.
But when you're playing the other side of the court and you Ernie in front of your partner, that's a Bert. So it's interesting thinking about the Nasty Nelson. Playing other sports and how things compare. I was playing somebody and I'm serving, and every time I would serve, the person at the net would step right next to the center line to try to make me nervous. And I played a lot of softball, and I'm like, brush back. So I hit at her. She caught the ball. I'm like, my point. She's like, no way, because you didn't hit it in the court. Yes way. At that time, I didn't know it was a Nasty Nelson. I've since learned, but.
So I've on my pickleball checklist, I had a lot of things yet. I haven't hit an ATP from the left side with my forehand. Haven't hit a Nasty Nelson. I don't think I've had a Bert.
Wow.
I have a lot of things to try to accomplish here.
Right.
None of those things are fundamental to my game. So.
Well, not that those are really fundamentals in the first place.
You just do them. But now the pros are doing so much of that, and they make it look fundamental. They make it look like that's what you're supposed to do.
They make it look so easy, right?
They make it look so easy. Do you have a signature shot? If there was going to be a shot named a Lori?
Love my backhand roll. It's my favorite shot.
You have a serve that is kind of a Lori-like serve that gets a lot of people. Is it down the middle?
So, I've always had a really good serve. I can spin both directions, so I can spin down the middle and to the outside. But unfortunately, there's another thing that happens in pickleball called the yips.
Yes.
And last week, I got the serving yips.
Yeah.
And I could not put a ball in. So I went from feeling like I could put it on a dime to hitting into the court next to me, hitting it long, hitting it 2 inches from the bottom of the net, thinking, what is going on? But I have to give a big shout out and thanks to Dan McConnon, because his patience helped me get my serve back. So thank you, Dan.
Dan is a good partner.
He is a great guy.
He's a good pickleball gym owner.
Yes.
But a good pickleball partner as well.
And I think he's good all the way around. We're really blessed to have him in our pickleball community.
That's right. And as I said last week, I've watched him on Thursday afternoons before premiere night get down on his hands and knees with a bucket and a sponge and
he is a worker. I mean, this is just a great place, and we're so lucky to have these guys bring it into our community and be so conscientious about providing just a really wonderful facility.
He's Cinderella and the stepmother in one person.
That's
he cleans
right.
and he owns the place.
Yeah.
So Erica and Zach coming out looking like they are determined to try to force a game 3 here.
Yeah.
Playing a little more like themselves in this second game.
Again, when you come out and you've been off, some people maybe are fresh, and other people need to get that game under their belt.
They also hadn't. I don't think either of them had played against Tia, so.
Not sure what to expect, right? They have to learn her game.
That's a great shot there by Erica. Wasn't sure if that caught the back line, but it did. We don't have stats on that court, but if we did, we'd chalk that up as a winner for her. Listen, Kyle. So Downey and Ben were out to an early lead here, and we blinked. We got to blabbing about Nasty Nelsons and Ernie's, and all of a sudden it was 8-3.
Nice dig there, Erica.
And Erica can do that.
She can.
I cursed her. Sorry, Erica. (4-2) here. Zach and Erica now 5-2. I think they're gonna work towards a game 3.
Ooh. That was a tough serve. Down the line.
And Tia handled all of that, including the serve.
You know, the thing that I notice about Tia, sometimes you don't keep that ball going in front of you, especially if you're playing against the gentleman in front. You go cross court, and she's just attacking him. She has no fear.
No fear.
I like it.
That's either just personality, straight up no fear, or she's new, or a combination of all of it. Just not a lot of wasted motion with her, too. I've noticed. It looks, some people take these big, wide swings, and up at the net, too. Everything's very short and punchy, which I think helps her in those hands battles.
This is such a quick game that if you start taking a big swing, you can't get around on the ball.
That shot she just hit right there,
It's
though,
beautiful.
is not a beginner shot,
No,
right? Like
it's
the
beautiful.
temptation to speed that up from there and make
Yeah.
a bad decision would be there. She just chips it back at Zach's feet. It's a really, really good shot. And a veteran, a wily shot.
She seems to like the power when it's coming at her.
Handles it well.
She really
Yep.
handles it well.
Yep. I think that makes her a really good mixed partner.
Right.
I think Sam may have picked that up when he
Yes.
decided to talk her into playing more pickleball. Good speed up there from Ben.
Yeah, very strategic there, that lob.
Good lob by Zach. That's usually
Nice
Erica
top
the
spin.
one doing the lobbing. Zach gets in on the lob action there. 2 points away here from our 1 seed going down. I think Melissa and Downey have played together quite a bit too, right?
Yes, yes.
Gonna check on that call. I thought it was wide, but I didn't have a great angle. Pat thought it was good.
Good thing we don't have to call it. So we have a really strong contingency of people coming from the Lansing area.
Yeah, a lot Lansing and then some east side, some Bloomfield area tonight. Really cool that they made it over. Wow. That's all I could muster for that shot was a wow. What else to say about that?
No, my
dropping
brain
to a knee. That was how Kyle proposed to Allison. One knee in the kitchen. What did happen with that line call? All right, we're going to ask Sophie because she's down near the court. What ended up being the decision there?
There was a little bit of fire there from Zach, and Joni, our lovely volunteer ref, said that she couldn't overturn it. She didn't see it well enough, and Sam decided to give back the point. So some good sportsmanship there. Sometimes those calls are tough, and I still don't know exactly that's what happened, but I don't think we'll know if the ball was in or out.
All right. Pat says it was 100% in from his angle. I trust Pat.
It is really tough to make those calls, especially when you're right on top of them. And everybody really does their best. I think there's good sportsmanship out here.
And the ball travels quickly. And, I've watched pro matches where they show the replay 5 times, and I still don't know if I think the ball's in or out.
I agree. And the ball just moves so fast, and the higher the level, the faster the ball goes. And it depends on your angle looking at it as to whether you see it hit the line or if you see some color between.
Right. And I've seen them where they set the ball next to the line.
Yeah.
And
you move around the court. Someone sets the ball down. You move around the court, and as you move around the ball, you see it totally differently.
Yep. So, yeah, I think everybody does the best they can. I'm glad they worked that out.
Yeah.
Even though there was some fire. Verbal fire's okay.
We see the fire because they're competitive, but honestly, I've been coming and watching all of these premiere nights, and I have seen so much good sportsmanship here.
And I think that's another something that, as Tia shows me how to hit a two-handed backhand put away from the net.
I'm telling you, that two-handed backhand, she's really got it going.
I think if you've played high-level sports too, you understand that some of those things happen, and there's going to be some fire, and you shrug it off later on better. And if you've played, Zach played high-level tennis, that is a chippy sport sometimes, and so I think you understand that just comes along with the territory. So I think it's 6-9 on the 2 here. Zach and Erica hoping to get to a game 3.
Looking for game 3. I think they're going to get there.
Well, like you said, 10 is a difficult hurdle sometimes.
Yeah. We have Kyle and Melissa still hanging in there. They're looking good.
Yeah, Downey looks a little bit frustrated.
Yes, she does.
Missing some shots that she normally hits.
She's usually a very, very consistent player. She's interesting because she doesn't look like she's doing anything.
Wow.
Her look is so calm. She doesn't get too overly excited in rushing the play. She seems to really take her time. And
What a shot there from Melissa. Ran into the net and got the ATP. Looked like she surprised Ben with it.
Fabulous.
Yeah. But Downey and Ben have held one. Zach and Erica do pull it off to win, to push to a game 3.
Nice.
And now they hold here. So I could see a little bit of a run coming here from Downey and Ben.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, they don't get shaken.
And she puts the serve right on the back line. The key point. Kyle quickly thwarts that first attempt. That's tough.
Yeah,
Kristen did a really good job and sped that one down the middle as she was running and set up Kyle. Another look here on point 10, game point, match point. And that serve was wide.
My
So another.
goodness. I think he'd like that one over again.
I do think so. Let's see.
Oh, it hit the line.
Oh, they're going to call that.
All right.
Call it good.
Well, there you have it. They're moving on.
All right. Interesting. I don't. From here, that looked wide, but again, we just established
That's why we don't call the
that's not
balls
right. Yeah,
up here, right?
We're not down there.
You know, I see people around the court, and everyone's thinking one thing or another, and, you know, it really is the receiving team's call. And
it looked like they thought about that one for a minute, though.
I think so,
Decided,
too.
Yep. And so Kyle and Melissa win. They're going to play Kristen and Jordan.
That'll be another great match.
And
so we're in game 3
game
here.
3 here.
Court
Yeah.
3.
Jaron and Adeline continue to wait for the winner of this one.
It's interesting, the scores of these two games, 11-4 and then
Yeah.
6-11.
Yep.
So that's something, I'm expecting a really close game here.
You know, although we've seen that a lot tonight, where even the matches that go 3, the game scores aren't always that close.
Right. Oh, good
Oh,
hands.
she
Good
picked it up off
hands.
the.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, what a pickup.
Wow.
And
Wow.
she got there, but
Wow.
nice drop
That was
from
great
Zach.
hustle,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a great drop.
So Erica was playing with the black ace. It looks like she's not tonight. Looks like she's gone to something else.
So are people still using the ace when they're having, I heard it was good for people who were struggling
Tennis
a little
elbow.
bit with their tennis elbow.
Mhm. Yep. I think the gearboxes and the black ace were the ones that I heard were good for that. We've got Sophie standing by now with Kristen and Kyle.
Hey guys, I am here with Melissa and Kyle. Congratulations. Well fought out there. You took it in 3 games. It looks like you worked hard. But first of all, we're going to start from the back, the end. Really kind of controversial end there. There was a line call, some overruling. Walk me through it.
The ref was pretty confident. He saw it pretty clearly.
Paint the picture for me, Melissa.
I'll let him do it.
Okay, Kyle, paint the picture of that last point for me.
It was just on a serve, so it wasn't even started the point, and we thought it hit the line, and Downey saw it out, and it was really close. It was tight, and if it hit the line, it barely hit the line. Unfortunately, the ref was there looking at it, and he got a clear view of it. So, yeah, they're not intentionally making bad calls or anything like that. Downey's very honest. It was close. It was really tight.
So no hard feelings on that?
I hope not to them. Just certainly not to us, but yeah, no, a tough way to win it. We don't want to win that way, but yeah.
I think your comeback spoke for itself. You guys came out swinging in that second game, like literally. Did you talk about the strategy or just go in with more fire?
We came in pretty cold. We should have warmed up more. So the second game, we said, we're here to play. We have to play. And we did.
Strategy. Yeah, I guess it was less swinging. That was I think that was our problem in the first game. We just wanted to swing as hard as we can. We like swinging. We like hitting drives. That works usually, but we had to slow it down. Drops were starting to work, and that was effective, I think, to get us through.
And I'm very excited. You guys, you just upset the #1 seed here. Downey has won 3 times. You've got to feel proud of that, do you? A little bit?
Very proud. That was a great match.
It was truly incredible. You guys worked really hard for that, and it paid off, and they worked just as hard, and you guys are moving on. So congratulations. Oh, one more thing. I did talk to Jordan and Kristen after their win, and I asked who they would rather play. Do you have any guesses as to what they said?
Probably us. They want us.
What's your take?
I guess Downey.
Why?
They know each other very well.
They did, in fact, say, I feel like I shouldn't tell you. It might give you an advantage because they did say Downey. So good luck, guys. Thank you. You're playing a really good team. Have fun.
Thanks, Soph. That's going to be a fun match.
Yeah, big congratulations, though, to Melissa and Kyle for being an 8 and beating a 1. That's the first time that's happened in Thursday night. Well done.
Although I may take some issue with, I don't know who the committee chair is that made them the 8, but that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good 8 seed.
Yeah, I was
right
pretty
there.
shocked at that
Yeah.
8 seed. Yeah, that doesn't. I don't think 8 reflects their abilities by any means. A few minutes ago, Zach attempted a tweener.
Yeah, and before that, I saw Tia rocket another two-handed backhand.
I'm telling you, I
she
think
can
it's a
get
weapon.
So much torque behind that and power on it.
It is a weapon.
I don't know that I even have the upper body flexibility to get around it.
I know.
And come through it like she does.
It just takes so much core strength and balance, you know.
We're at 3-3 here. This is the last remaining match in this round. I think they're just purposefully making Jaren and Adeline wait longer.
I think so. It's a tactic, strategy.
And as you see behind them, we do have matches going on the other courts. So if you're tuning in looking for a player that you don't see here, if you're just a big fan of the Mashad brothers or someone else that's playing, they do have separate streams for those courts.
Wow.
Couple of big speed ups there.
Yeah.
I know we keep talking about Tia being new to the game, but her sense of when to slow something down and speed something up seems to be pretty advanced.
Yes. Yeah. She really has a great grasp of the game, I think. Naturally.
I think if you're pulled into the sport by someone like Sam too, like that helps. I've had to find my own way for a long time before anybody told me how to properly play this game. So.
Yes.
I'm sure that doesn't hurt.
It's such an interesting game. Using the dink to set things up. It's not like a lot of games where power is so critical.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much strategy in this game. I love it.
It gives you a little bit of a defensive advantage to be able to slow things back down in the kitchen if you can learn to do that. And that's obviously the kitchen doesn't exist in any other sport that you play.
You know, in developing this sport, to try to really take away a lot of the advantages of, say, a taller person or a faster person. Some of the rules are interesting, but I think effective.
I agree. And I think that's part of what draws all of us to the sport, is there's such a variety of thinking your way through it, needing some power, needing some touch, just the variety that you get, in addition to all the other things we talked about with community and all that makes it fun.
Well, and the way this sport is transitioning is amazing, because it used to be, you know, oh, don't be a banger, but you can be a banger, but you have to have a little bit of everything.
And I think, like, if I wanted to grab 2 or 3 people who were lower level tennis players and we'd try to go play tennis, it wouldn't really be fun if you mixed levels and skill levels and ages and all that. With pickleball, you really can mix all of that and still have a good time.
Yep.
And even like the way that I played tennis was a big server, and so it was just repetitive. It was a repetitive game until somebody broke somebody.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I almost knew at that point, like, well, I broke him, so I'm going to win this set, or I got broken, So there's probably not a whole lot I can do here.
Yeah.
We're in pickleball. There's so much more variety. No, no, that's because my tennis game wasn't very good. But,
well, we talk about, we talked earlier about momentum change, and the momentum is within the game, and there's not huge. There is either momentum on one side or the other in tennis. There's not a back and forth.
And by the way, I'm not saying this to downplay tennis. I still love
tennis.
High level tennis. I'm watching the Australian Open right now. There's nothing like Wimbledon and the US Open, and watching them at that level. At my level, though, pickleball is definitely more fun. And I do think the two sports can
coexist.
Easily coexist.
Absolutely.
I don't really get the argument between
here's the thing. They're two different sports. It's like, can football and soccer exist? Can rugby and football exist? Absolutely.
Sure.
They're different sports.
And I think tennis players would tell you that it's because they're putting pickleball on top of tennis courts, which creates some of the issue. But I think beyond that, there's a little bit of it's people would make that argument with or without the sharing of the courts.
Right.
There just seems to be something about it that draws this argument. I compare it a lot to, I do stand-up comedy, and I compare it a lot to the battle between stand-up and improv.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we fighting over what's better? It doesn't matter. Just do whatever one that you enjoy more.
Right.
Do that.
And there are going to be people that enjoy one over the other.
And some people and the rare person who can do both.
Right.
Which I'm not in either activity.
Well, I think we find it in every arena in life. I mean, music. Are you a jazz lover, a rock lover? Can you love both? Yeah, you can.
Yep. So I do kind of roll my eyes at some of the social media and the Reddit arguments over pickleball versus tennis. Like, it's just let's just be glad we have many outlets for people to get some exercise.
Yes.
Sam decides to play a little tennis there.
Yep.
Drive the ball.
I would say they're closing in on it, but I don't think Erica and Zach are going to lay down. So
Absolutely not. And sometimes you play a good team like this, and you get them where their backs are against the wall, and
they shine.
Yes. Although full credit to Tia and Sam here, I'm not watching these points thinking that Erica and Zach aren't playing them well.
No.
Tia and Sam are just playing exceptionally well.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
I haven't seen, we've had a couple of these premiere nights, couple of times in mixed, and I think you're right. I haven't seen the female go at Zach as much as Tia has been. And
I think she just doesn't know.
Although when
and
you
she's not afraid.
Well, you can hit shots like the one she just hit.
Yeah.
Why would you be afraid?
Right. I guess I say the word afraid. I don't really mean afraid. I mean maybe respect.
Yeah, or aware that a lot, traditionally the play in mix would be to go more Erica. She's been keeping Zach at home, testing his hands, going at him, and it does hold him in place a little bit more.
So another strategic move. You see a lot of people think, oh, I have to go at the girl in lower level. Not so much here, but that the guy's stronger or he's faster. In reality, if you go at the guy and keep him back, it keeps him from closing in. And it's really great if they're super fast. And so you really have to think through what you're doing and not fear the skills at all.
I agree, and I think you have to use all of the court. You make yourself hit at a smaller and smaller part of the court if you're trying to avoid one player or the other.
Yes.
One more look at it here.
Can they do it?
I'm sure they really don't want to give this ball back over.
I don't think so.
Erica with her patented lob. That's a gutsy move.
That's a gutsy move.
On match point.
Success.
Lobbing over the young former tennis player, a college tennis player at on game match point. That's
surprise.
Yeah. She is playing with the black ace. I must have just looked at it wrong earlier. That's a nice decision there, I think, from Erica to speed that one up. I was saying one of the other weeks, she doesn't speed up a lot, but they're always very good, disciplined speed ups. You don't often see Erica take a shot that you go, maybe she shouldn't have made that decision.
Right. I think I would say she's a calculated player.
Yes, very in control. Like, she is one that you could have younger, newer players watch and say, like,
yes,
that's in the textbook. I did it to her again.
You did it.
That wasn't because she didn't do something textbook, though. Sam and Tia, congrats to them. They played extremely well. Zach and Erica did well to come back, win the second, tight in the third. But Tia and Sam, moving on, they'll see Jaren and Adeline. There could be some real fire if Adeline and Tia go at each other.
I think so.
A lot of tennis going on there.
Yes, a lot of tennis going on there.
A lot of power and athleticism. So that'll be a fun match. All these last couple matches are going to be real fun.
We're looking at the seeding, and, yes, you have to seed people. But, folks, don't ever be concerned if your seed is 8 or 7, because we just watched 8 beat 1 and 7 beat 2. It doesn't really mean you have to do it because you have to put them in position on the bracket, but it doesn't really reflect on the skills and abilities of the players most of the time.
And we saw our 12 seed come through with a win.
Yep. Yeah, there.
And we've seen in other weeks, too, the 8 has gotten close. I think in one of the open nights, Jordan and Jace were the 1 and had to come back to after losing the first to win.
Yes.
In their first round match. So we've seen it. About to get going here on championship court. This is Kristen Reinhardt and Jordan DeWeer, the 4 seed against Melissa Kildo and Kyle Worthy. And before that, we have Sophie down on the court with our winners, Sam and Tia.
Hey guys, I am here with Sam and Tia. Congratulations. Well fought, 3 games. Sam, how are you feeling?
Cramping. Yeah, better though. I can move a little bit.
Yeah, tell us what happened out there.
Tia just carried me. That's what just happened, yeah.
He was a trooper out there. He was cramping in that first game and then just fought all the way till the end.
Yeah, I saw you limping out there, Sam. It looked like you couldn't use one of your legs almost. But are you feeling better?
Yeah, a little bit. It's getting better as the time goes on. Yeah, for sure.
Have you dealt with this before?
A little bit. Then I quit playing soccer, so I haven't had cramps in a long time, since like high school. So, but they're back. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but it sounds like, that's why we have medical timeouts. So next you guys are playing you're playing Adeline and Jaren. You're newer to the sport, so you don't have a lot of read on everyone. Do you feel prepared?
Yeah, I mean, as prepared as I can be, I guess. But yeah, we're just going to go out there and try to have fun, and that's what works best for us.
I love it. So besides a positive attitude, anything else that you're bringing? Strategy-wise?
No, I'm just going to have to grit this one out. So.
All right.
I don't have anything.
All right. Well, you guys powered through. Great comebacks there, and way to upset the bracket. We're going to head over to the stats guys.
All right, yeah, we're just getting started here in the semifinal. It's going to be a good match between Kyle Worthy and Melissa Kildow here, and Jordan DeWeerd and Kristen Reinhardt. I think, earlier we heard Jordan say that he would rather play Downey, the number 1 seed, than play Kildown Worthy here. It's interesting. And, he talked about how when they get hot, they're just tough to beat. They can beat anyone. And so I saw Jordan and Kristen warming up here, and it seemed like Jordan was hitting her a lot of fastballs, kind of expecting a lot of hard drives, a lot of hard, aggressive shots from Kyle and Melissa here. So I wonder if that's what we're going to see in this match, but hopefully it's a nice, tight match. Hopefully we see some great pickleball.
Well said.
Already some great pickleball here. That's a heck of a point there. I don't know if it from this top-down view that we get to see some of the angles they're hitting.
Oh, yes. Some great angles. Early on, we had Jordan hit an Ernie, and that you can't do that without the angle coming at you. But then he played it well.
That last ball did just catch the outside line.
And I'm just going to say, Kyle's not the only one that has power.
Oh, no, I've watched Melissa play in several of these. She can really strike the ball. Her ball striking's great.
She can rip it.
We just keep doing that to people.
I know, whoops.
All of these players are welcome to come watch one of my rec games and jinx me over and over and over again. Please do that. Yep, just out. A lot of experience on this court.
A lot of experience on this court. Look at that. Beautiful lob by Kristen. But Melissa had no problem getting back there and play
Come get it and hit a good shot.
Yeah, hit
back.
a great shot off of it.
You don't see any of these players panic when that happens. They've seen it so many times.
It's interesting because no one is in a hurry. They're playing the ball where it is. They're patient setting up. They don't overhit. I see a lot of I love seeing the shorter backswing. I think helps them really in their preparation, early preparation.
I think, too, if you're watching this and looking for ways to improve your own game, I think it's their footwork and how prepared they are to hit every shot. You don't see a lot of off-balance shots or they're moving while they're hitting the shot. They're always very stationary and have their feet underneath them. And
critical footwork. Critical. It's the first piece to the game, really, is having your feet under you, balanced, good footwork. I agree with you.
And Jordan and Kristen, as our guys continue to do a great job keeping up on the stats. One unforced error between the two of them right now.
Wow.
I think that's why they're up 6-2.
Yes. Oh, that was pretty.
Yep, Jordan steps in there. That's also called trusting your partner's drop. I think he feels pretty good about the shot Kristen's going to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, you watch them develop a point. And nothing is about the first shot. Every first shot isn't a put away. It's developing the point until you can get a shot that is really good.
Yep.
And the patience to do that.
And the patience and the ability to keep kind of chipping your way up to the net.
Yes.
Yep.
What a beautiful point, though.
Yeah, this is another one of those matches where you look at the scoreboard. And
You have no idea.
But as the points are being played, they're great points.
Wow, fire fight. I'm watching Kristen with her lob. She's got a beautiful lob. She's got nice topspin on. That's what's making it drop in the backcourt. It's beautiful. So, wow, fire fight.
She must do it a decent amount because Melissa and Kyle don't look surprised by it, but they're still very good shots.
Yeah.
Even there on her drop, you know, she's got a lot of clearance over the net, but they drop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That certainly helps you when you don't have to hit it so low over the net to put that in the kitchen.
Just fun to watch.
Really fun to watch.
Isn't it? The beautiful
couple of great
drops
shots,
and-
but then Melissa can just take that
Yeah.
and hit a great speed up.
Again, they make it look easy. And it's
They do.
not.
Yes. Oh, a little bit of a bad clip there.
Yeah.
And they're discussing the strategy, and they've played together a lot. Kristen was sitting on that ball from Kyle, but
She
he
was.
he did a good job of making them hit another one.
You look at the score, and it does not reflect the game you're watching, I don't think.
No, not at all. And something else that I've noticed too, I think you watch games even at the 4-5 level, you see a lot more missed thirds. Just how few. I mean, missed thirds are just part of the game.
Right.
But at this level, you see
But
with
not
these
at this
players,
level, yeah.
You got to really earn the point a lot of the time.
Well, and the choice of shot is so good. You know, if you can't drop it, then don't. You know, if it's a tough ball.
Yep.
So we tend to say, I think as lower level players, we sometimes tend to think, I have to drop this third shot.
Right.
Or I have to dink it in the corner. And maybe that's not what the ball dictates. And if you watch them, I'm sure they have ideas of where they want to put the ball, but they also play the ball where it is.
Play the ball and where the other team's positioned. So I
Yeah.
think the ability to hit those shots on the fly.
Yeah.
But I also think when your shots are that good, it gives you the leeway to be able to make better decisions because you know your drop's going to be pretty good. You know your drive's going to be good enough. So when you have everything in your arsenal, it's a little bit easier to decide which one you're going to
Yes,
use.
yes. And the confidence that they have in where they're putting the ball.
And then you have confidence in your partner too, to be able to handle what comes back at them, which is a huge part of hitting the right shot.
Absolutely.
Our standing Thursday night ref, one of them, Ray Zamora, does a great job.
Does a great job.
Also helps greatly in the cause of making sure we don't have leftover hot dogs.
Yes.
Ray will not be cramping based on the amount of relish he consumes on a given Thursday night.
I don't think he's ever going to have a cramp.
No, Ray's great.
He's a great guy.
Great member of the community.
Yeah, great guy.
And
great ambassador for pickleball.
Yeah.
He's a really great guy.
great,
He's a great guy.
Great member of the
I
community.
Yeah, great guy.
And playing and
great,
moving
great
on the court
ambassador.
like he does at his age, I would lock that in right now.
Yep. Yeah.
That was such a good angle from Melissa on that.
So I'm noticing how the gals just really get low on the balls. Just seems like that gives them the ability to do that drop shot, the third shot or the fifth shot, just because of their own physical positioning. So I'm thinking about talking about the cramping. I tend to see in pickleball a lot of cramping seems to be a big thing, and I'm wondering if it's because the court is short and there's so many quick. The movement is so quick that you don't really get to stretch your muscles out.
A lot of
very
side to
much.
side, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm just wondering.
I'm also the ready position of it. You're always kind of like a little bit in like a tense position.
Yeah. Just see it a lot. So drink your water, stretch out.
Now started on court 2 in the other semifinal. Jaren and Adeline against Tia and Sam. We'll get that graphic updated shortly. This should be a fun match.
I think so. Yeah. You can see that intensity in their eyes, right?
Well, yeah, and again, I think it's if you've gotten as far as they have in any sport, but especially in tennis,
yes,
you just have learned how to dial that in.
Focus.
Yeah. Even in rec, you see it with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's just the trained. Like we talk about training muscle memory. There's mental memory too, I think. Of just
absolutely.
like what I need to do to focus on hitting this ball correctly.
Yeah.
Real tough when you're trying to work your way up to the kitchen line and you've got Jaren standing there in the middle.
Yes.
And then on the other side of him, he's got
kind of a looming body.
He is, and it's not like you can go to Adeline and expect an easy shot coming back at you either. So that's going to be the challenges for Sam and Tia. How can they get up to the kitchen line?
Right. Yeah, there's no score down there, so.
Yeah, well, we said this one early on that the score kind of didn't match the way it was played. The score is now starting to.
Yeah.
Here, Melissa and Kyle are chipping their way back into it. So the score is now a little bit more indicative of the play we were seeing.
Yeah, they're closing in on it.
Oh,
little net love
help from
there.
the net, yep.
Yeah, little net love.
Nice to get that when they've been stuck at 9 a little bit. You get a little help to push it to 10 and see if they can get to 11 right away, which, as we have stated many times, is pretty difficult to do. But they do it.
There they go. All right.
But Melissa and Kyle did, I think, maybe found something there towards the back half of that first game to help them move into the second and try to force a third. But Kristen and Jordan now one game away from the championship, where they will play the winner of this match that is still at 0-0.
0-0. Yeah, this is tight. Okay.
Oh, we don't have a live scorekeeper, so it's not 0-0.
So it's
We
not
did actually
zeros.
just see a point there, so I know for sure that it's not 0-0. We're going to try to find Sophie's on the case. find out what the score is. She gets us scores, injury updates, interviews. Oh, that ball dropped in.
Wow.
Five, 5-2, so a tight match.
So it is a tight match.
Oh, here we go. We're getting that going. And the ref on this court is Bob Trout, another longtime member of the GR pickleball community.
Local pickleball icon.
Yep. Gives lessons. Has traveled around and played in many different tournaments. I'm sure he has a pretty solid collection of medals at his house.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
And does a great job reffing.
Again, another great pickleball ambassador.
Yes, and one of those people too that, like, as I was coming up and learning how to play and making my way up through the levels, never shied away from playing with us when we were 3-0s or 3-5s, and always very helpful.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good guy. So if you are looking in the area, looking to better your game, there's so many options. Jeff gives lessons, does a great job. Bob does. We talked about Jenna. If you're Jenna and Ryan Settlemeyer together, if you're in the Holland Zealand area, several other really great coaches and lesson opportunities in the area. If you're looking to just have somebody, even the repetitiveness of hitting some balls at you.
You know, there's a high return on your money when you take a pickleball lesson.
Yep. They do that here at All In.
Yes,
too. I know
yes,
Janice Sherrich does that, and you can sign up at several different levels. You can always get a trainer court too, and dink, get the ball machine out, and
really, really nice thing about this facility is that they have some training courts. They have a singles, skinny singles court. They have the ability to use the ball machine. Just a lot of. They really offer a lot.
Yeah, and look, if you enjoy playing sport for fun and you want to play rec and you like coming and doing the community open plays or getting a group and playing, that's great. But if you do want to take your game to the next level, there are plenty of opportunities to do that as well, and those opportunities didn't always exist. So that's nice.
You know, and if you are a new player or a player who's likes to play socially, those lessons are still really important because there's nothing more fun than getting a point that you just keep going.
Sure. Yep.
And that helps with those things. And those points are really fun and developing them. And it doesn't have to be super competitive or anything like that. It just really adds to the fun.
And to that point, when we can get back outside the club itself, we'll do new player nights.
Yes.
And even kids lessons. And so there's there's lots of ways to.
We have adaptive pickleball lessons.
We do.
And this game's just for everyone.
Super cool. Yep. All right, we do have. That did feel like an awfully long time to have no score with these two teams. So we're on it now. It's 8-7. Jaron and Adeline are up, but Sam and Tia just took the serve back, so I'll serve it. 7-8-1.
Yeah, I was feeling like, wow, this game is really going to be
It's going to take a
close.
while.
It's going to take a while. No one's scoring. Everybody's playing great defense.
Good job by Adeline to get a couple of those back, but Sam, so tough when he can get on the attack. He puts that point away. We're tied up at 8-8.
I was in my mind thinking, you know, which one of these teams are going to win? I couldn't come up with an answer, and
It can be. And still don't know the answer.
Still don't know the answer.
Jaron and I think when Adeline was coming over from tennis to pickleball, I think Jaron did for her what Sam is doing with Tia, where I think they drilled together, did lessons together, and Jaron can help her get started.
Yes. You know, Jaron is a great teacher. I don't know if you've ever had an opportunity to take a lesson with him or work with him at all, but I go camping out by Grand Haven, so I've had an opportunity to just stop in and pick up a lesson. And he's a great teacher.
He's another
very
one.
patient and.
So they got the serve back at 8-10. So a little bit of a, say a little kind of do or die. Can never fully say that in pickleball. But so Tia ends their first attempt. And their comeback. At her she's very she doesn't actually get as low as the other female players, but
as Melissa and Kristen really play a low game. They're in a squat, really playing that low game. And no, Tia doesn't.
There's times where it looks, I'm like, she doesn't look like she's ready, and then she just hits a great shot off of it. That's just her her stance and her energy. She's very well with it. And they pull off game one.
Wow.
11-8. Very well played first game. See if Jaren and Adeline can come back and win the second. Some good pickleball on all these courts, but boy, Sam and Tia are just playing extremely well.
They are playing. I also think they haven't. She hasn't been seen here, so nobody knows what to expect. And of course, each game is a new team, and she might be surprising some people.
I think she is. Now, I would think that with that, like I kind of knew the book on her coming in, and I think some of the other players did too. Tennis player, newer-ish, so maybe we'll hit softer, we'll dink with her, but she's done extremely well.
Yes. I'm watching some of her touch sets thinking, really, that did not come from tennis.
No, and she was cross-court forehand dinking with Erica, who, for my money, is one of the best at that in the state.
Yes.
And she held her own. So I think some of the newness, her catching people by surprise, may be part of it.
Yeah.
But she's just also playing super well, and her and Sam seem to be, my money, is one of the best
really well
in the state.
Yeah, I agree.
And she held their own. So
I don't think she's sometimes you come in
I
and
think
you're
some
a
of
little
the
new.
newness, her
You feel a lot of
catching people by surprise, may be
people are
part of
thinking,
it.
I'm a tennis player,
But she's
I'm a
just
tennis
also
player.
playing super well, and her and Sam seem to be, my money, is one of the
Really
best in the state.
Yeah, and I think they're just such a great match. I don't think she just looks very comfortable out there.
She does. I think that comes from also playing college tennis matches. Probably a lot. You deal with those nerves, and this also still kind of seems like this might be like house money for her. This is just something she's picking up, something she's doing. She's not putting pressure on herself to get good at this, and that it definitely seems. And her natural demeanor may lean towards that too.
Yes. I kind of think it's really that her mom's here.
That's that. You know what? My mom never comes and sees me play. You've just made me realize that. Yeah.
I mean, just having that support.
Yeah. Boy, add it to the list of things for me to bring up to my therapist. Really keep pickleball and my mother really keep my therapist employed. Like, where do you want to start? Feelings of abandonment or your forehand dinking? Where? She got that back in.
I can't believe it, right? That was great. She is so calm out there.
It doesn't look bothered by much.
No.
That you are correct.
Yeah.
And that's that first two-handed backhand kill that I've seen her miss.
Right.
And Jaren's not going to miss too many of those.
No.
I tell you what, too, Jaren, like we said, super nice guy, fun guy to be with on the court. You can see it, though, when a switch flips a little bit. And I kind of see the look in his eye right now, like we lost that first one.
Not doing that again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
right there.
He's dialed in.
Yeah, right there.
And even the way he's walking back to the line, you could just see a little bit something different in the Jaren energy. He's
purposeful.
This is not dog owner Jaren. This is tournament winner Jaren right here.
Yes, he's playing with a purpose right now.
And I know Adeline's very competitive too, so I think as a duo, they may not win the second game, but they're going to do their darndest.
They're going for it. It's a great point going on championship. That was a beautiful, beautiful point.
And it's a tight one here. Jordan and Kristen up 9-8. Trying to keep this from going to a game 3. Melissa and Kyle trying to force a game 3. Jordan says good eye as Kristen lets that one go out. Oh, she had a good look at it.
She sure did. He was just waiting on that, wasn't he? And you talk about the confidence. It's like he knew exactly what she was going to do.
Yep. Melissa hit a great shot there, though.
It was a great shot. It was a great setup.
Speaking of great shot, got some help from the net. I think that was going to be good anyway.
Yeah, it was.
It's 9-9. Like we said earlier, though, when Melissa gets a hold of that ball, she has some serious power.
She's got some power. But then you look at those drops, and she's got some, nice touch.
Like
look
that.
At that.
Like that.
Look at that. So impressive, though, wasn't it?
It's very, very impressive. She's upset at herself for that pop-up, but she hit several really good shots before that. Great job by Jordan and Kristen to keep the pressure on and keep her back there.
Yeah. Little off-speed overhead.
Yep. Jordan surprised Melissa, I think, with his shot first.
Yes. Yeah, down the line. Just was not expected.
Off speed with some action, though, too, on that overhead. Yeah. Like we talked about it earlier. Kristen's got top and spin on a lot of her shots.
So here we have that elusive 11 again, right?
I wonder how much of it, too, is the other team knowing we've got to save this point.
Right.
And there's the double mental side of things.
That do or die.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the competitiveness in people.
I think also knowing I play a little bit more controlled, or knowing like let's make them win this point at least. I'm not going to just give this to them when my opponent has 10.
Yeah.
Nine, 10, 2. Big point, obviously.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a good return.
That little clip of the net can really change things.
Oh. I saw what she was trying to do there.
Yeah.
But again, that's maybe, and she was pointing the other side of the court. Like, why did I go over there? I think sometimes at 10, when you've been stuck at 10, you try something different.
Yeah. There they go.
There it is.
Well, that was a great match.
It was a great match. It was a great second game,
yeah,
too.
Great second game.
Kyle and Melissa played so well, and they will play for third against whoever doesn't win this match, which is looking like it's at least headed towards a potential third game.
Mm-hmm. I just noticed Tia attacking the person in front of her.
A lot.
And she doesn't, and it doesn't matter who it is. And it's been very effective, I think.
It has, yep. And normally wouldn't tell her to go to Jaren's backhand like that or speed it up at Zach when he's in front of you, but she's doing it.
Yeah.
She's doing well. But yeah, I think you just can just see in Adeline and Jaren's body language in this. They are locked in right now.
Wow.
That's a great shot by her, actually, because I think her view was obstructed by Jaren.
That was just that was a really great play.
Yep. Deceptively difficult shot.
Wow.
Because I don't think she saw that ball until it was pretty
agreed,
close to her.
because Jaren was right in front of it the whole way.
And she probably thought he was going to hit it.
Yes.
Yep. Great shots from Sam.
Sometimes, as the partner, you have to make the judgment on whether or not you think the other person can reach it. Because there are times that person thinks they are going to get to the ball and they start going for it. And if you're the partner and you stop watching because you think, oh, they're going for it, and then they don't play it.
And I think you just reach a point, too, of learning to be ready to hit every ball no matter what.
Everything's coming to you. Yeah.
Timeout here from Sam and Tia. I think that's a good timeout, and it happens to coincide well with Sophie being ready to talk to our winners from Championship Court, Jordan and Kristen.
Hello, I'm here with Jordan and Kristen. Congratulations. Are you feeling tired? That was a big 2 games.
Yeah, it was a battle. It was whoever, if we could get to the kitchen line, we felt like we could win the point. They just are so strong. They hit the ball so hard and fast. It's hard to tell where it's going. But Jordan did a good job of encouraging me to get to the kitchen line. And, we were able to pull it out.
Awesome. Jordan, this was the team that you would rather have not played. And they did have a huge upset. So, you still won in 2 games. How did you plan to play the team that you were more nervous for?
Well, we knew kind of their strengths and how it would play against our weaknesses, and it's like, okay, how can we avoid that? And so, that's the part of pickleball that I really love is what's our strategy? What's our best chance to win this? I don't care if you're better or worse. What's our best chance to win this? And so we, really tried to keep it away from Kyle's forehand and, make them grind out some points, which is what we want to do. And it came out in our favor. They played great, but it kind of swung our way, luckily.
Yeah, and you guys had a comeback there. Second game, we were thinking it might go to 3. Did you just kind of dial back to your strategy, or what happened?
Well, it's a game of runs. We knew they were going to come out after losing the first game. They lost the first game, their last match, and came back and won. But we were able to have our own run and actually got up. We were on 9 for a little bit, but we finally got that 10th point, and we got a couple stops. But every team's going to have a run in games. You got to be able to just stay composed. Eventually it'll be our turn for a run.
Awesome. Okay, quick question. Jaren and Adeline versus Sam and Tia. Who would you rather play, Jordan? I'm sorry. I'm putting it back on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about if you would ask me that, and I'm not sure because
Really quick.
I don't know.
Go.
But, I'd rather play Sam.
Okay, let's see. They actually they actually won their first game. Let's get back to it. Fair.
All right, and so back here on court 2. Jaren puts that backhand away, and they get another chance here to close this one out at 10-4. 1 saved.
I love the fact that each player gets a chance to serve. Oh, there you go.
Couple of
All right,
couple of net clips.
Going to game 3.
We've had some net clips these last couple games, but going to game 3, and the winner will go to the championship to play Jordan and Kristen.
A lot of fun games. Really great games going on today.
We're going to go down to Jeff and Pat for their thoughts from championship court. Guys, what do you got for us?
Sorry. We were just trying to decide if you guys are going to move that game over to us again. That's what we were checking out. So, as far as stats on the last match, I mean, realistically, it's almost identical in winners. That was a game that we saw a lot of winners in, but Kyle and Melissa actually had a lot more unforced errors. They actually had 30 in the 2 games that we played. You're probably looking at just the last game that we had up, but we can show the totals. But really, I think, like Jordan was mentioning, I think they kind of took control of the game. They took that power away from Kyle's forehand, and they dropped a lot of shots and brought them to the net and actually played them out. And I think that's the biggest difference, is they weren't feeding the monster. And Kyle doesn't get a lot of chance to play it during a week. I talked to him earlier on, and he maybe plays a couple hours a week at max. Drills maybe 1 hour or 2 hours a week. So he's not on the court a lot, but he sure has a sharp game, and his drives are just, there's something you really want to avoid, and I think they did a good job doing that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. They try to keep it out of Kyle's wheelhouse and, keep the ball low and not give them a lot of good opportunities for offense like that. But I think also just the consistency that we see from Jordan and Kristen kind of countered that offensive game well that we see from Melissa and Kyle there. I think Melissa and Kyle realized that they needed to hit some more drops and get into the kitchen more, that the drive wasn't working from the baseline as well. And, they were really playing into Jordan and Kristen's game there. And, we're able to eke it out there with a nice comeback in game 2.
Yeah, it was exciting. I can't wait till the next match.
Yeah, this is exciting. It'll be a late night tonight. I think this is the latest we've gone by far. So yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm excited.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, we're pickleball after dark. I think if it gets to 11 o'clock, we can turn the adult language up.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like pickleball on Showtime. Yeah, it is late. It's 9:54, but if you're still with us, glad you are still here. Hang out,
I think you're getting your money's worth today.
Thursday night, the Thursday night football games always go later than this, and there is no Thursday night football tonight, so in the right place.
Oh, boy. That passing shots.
That's nasty.
I'm telling you, she likes to go up straight ahead.
There's that opening, but to be able to find that and hit that shot on that angle
it's fantastic.
Did that drop in?
Yeah,
too?
sure did. She's happy with that shot.
Oh, no, looks like... Oh, yeah, okay. Switched over. All right. Oh, maybe they didn't give him the
No,
point.
I don't guess they didn't.
It looked like it could have been long, but I couldn't,
Yeah.
couldn't tell. Ah, Jaron. His sneaky little drop there.
Jaron's shot can be a little deceiving, especially that two-hand backhand. 1 minute he's going up the line, the next minute he's rolling it across court, and you really can't tell which one is which.
No. Yep. I think that's a huge part of the game too, that you have to learn is how to not show your hand.
Don't give it away.
Yeah.
Oh, great hands.
like that, but Sam was very ready.
Yeah.
But he caught him again. He's like, oh, it didn't work the first time. There's no way he'll do it again. We're at 1-1. That's a great rolling drop shot too on that third from Jaren.
To the backhand.
To the backhand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I'm saying, right? One side to the other side, and he just has great paddle control.
I think they call that out on the right side. Yep. So Bob is standing on that side, so I'll trust Bob on that. Jaren's still very turned up right now.
Yes, he is. I think there was something in that Panera drink that.
Oh, yeah.
A little caffeine.
Listen, I've heard all the horror stories about those, so hopefully, Jaren only had 1 cup of that or half a cup.
Yeah.
Oh, just wide.
Yeah.
Although if it works, if he wins this, then maybe I'll get myself a little Panera tomorrow before I.
Wow.
The net court has come into play quite a bit in the last couple hours.
It's nice when you're playing on a court with good nets.
Yes.
Nets are all different, and nets that have that soft court on the top, anything can go through. They're difficult to play. At least it's a more true bounce when you're playing on a great net like this.
Yes, absolutely. We've all benefited and suffered from temp nets.
Yes, we have. If you're playing in your backyard, then that's going to be a lot different. Right? You're playing in your driveway.
Oh, make a little late decision on who was going to take that ball.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention this, but they are playing for money, as they do every Thursday, and then a spot in the finals, at least in the mixed portion of Premier Night. Got a couple more of these coming up. It's going to be Open, I believe, is the next one.
It's great that they have the opportunity to play for a little cash to help them with their training and stay on top of their game. And
sure, especially and some of these teams drove across the state.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But even for the local teams, we've had people pay their rent.
Yes.
People buy nice little gifts for themselves. I think Adeline bought herself I think she was looking for a full-length mirror the last
That's
time
right.
she won.
That's right. Yes. Well, we see a lot of younger folks, and they're getting established in life. So, a little extra cash is king.
Full-length mirror, important. You got to see what you look like from head to toe before you step outside.
Maybe we'll see them in some different clothes. Maybe they'll make Tori proud. No, they all have great clothing on. So.
Oh, pretty well played point there. We're deadlocked at 2-2. This third game is going to be contentious. We still got a good crowd here too, so
yes,
we're hanging out, watching good play. Oh,
yeah,
that off his paddle. That looked.
I don't think there's anything better to be done on Thursday night than premiere here at All In.
It is fun, and you do. Yeah, it's been cool to see the crowds grow every week and people hanging out, having some hot dogs or just relish if that's your style.
And that famous hot chocolate that Pam concocts. You should come just for that.
Very necessary this time of year.
Yeah.
And really good play. And now I think there's some rec play going on the other courts now too. So
I hear him playing over there. Yeah, this facility isn't, it's not only about these great skilled players, but a lot of fun rec, social, family play.
I've been here for some of when I've played with some groups, and I've seen when they have open play. There's all different levels. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's in some of the late nights now too, and having played other sports and tennis in particular, there weren't open play opportunities as much.
No,
couldn't just show up.
It's really unique to pickleball, the open play. You have the opportunity to. You don't have a partner. It doesn't matter. You come out. You meet people. It's social. You get a great game. You can play competitive. You can work on some different game situations. But just the fact that you can come out to open play, come alone, don't be afraid, and get a great game in, have a lot of fun.
And to that point, now people that have met each other through open play hang out outside of pickleball.
Absolutely.
People are going to other people's weddings and doing other activities, and I think that is. I wouldn't say it's limited to pickleball, but it is unique to the sport and the game.
It is. I have met so many people playing pickleball that I would have never met before. Different walks in life, different living in different locations. They come from all over and play. You play a tournament, you meet people. If you don't play a tournament, you come and watch a tournament. You find yourself making friends just sitting there watching the tournament. People are very friendly in this game.
Yeah, and I think I've seen the community open plays, at the 3-0, 3-5 level, there's people showing up alone.
Yeah.
And there's, you mix around, you meet people, you learn how to play the game. Occasionally there are people who have been playing for longer who will step in and kind of help out. I've seen Larry Keefe here, and he'll kind of grab a 3-0 or a 3-5 and talk to them about it. I've seen Jeff do it. I think, that is the cool part of this.
Yeah.
And so, go on. If you're interested in that, you can go in on the All In Pickleball Gym website and look at when the different open play times are. And there's both by skill level, and I think there's just community open play.
Yes.
And that goes from 3-0 all the way up to 4-5.
I really encourage you to give it a try. If you've never come to open play, it's a great opportunity to have a lot of fun, get in some good games, fun games. I really encourage you to come on out for open play. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. I speak from experience, too, of where when I remember the first time I showed up at Belknap without a group and just thinking about paddling in. It's an intimidating experience.
It totally
and then you do it, and you're like, this is not only not that bad, it's great. And it's the same thing here. Show up. If you don't have someone to play with, show up to open play. I promise you will be treated well. And on the 1 in a million chance that you don't, somebody else will make it right. That's just the way it is.
Yep.
So come on down and play. And on that note, we have a timeout. Now, we thought it was a slow kind of game in game 2. We just didn't have a scorekeeper. Now we do have a scorekeeper, and this one is going slower.
Yes.
Deadlocked at 3-3. I think everybody is. I think it's because they're locked in.
Yeah. The games have been really tough. Every game has been close and tough, and I think as you get into later in the night, you really have to play through being maybe a little exhausted.
Yeah.
And And sometimes that makes for a little longer game because you're really working through that.
And by the way, some of these players, I think, worked and then drove over here.
Absolutely.
And then are playing now.
It's been a long day already, right?
Yep. I mean, I'm tired sitting in this chair. I'm starting to...
Are you cramping up, Andy?
I might be if there's any relish left. I don't know that I could do that. I don't know that I could eat straight mustard and relish together, to be honest with you.
I don't know if it was going to keep you in the game.
If I was I think I might get an electrolyte beverage where I just ate straight relish. Luckily, though, I don't think it's cramps. I think it's just old man back.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're old enough for that.
It's bad posture. I don't have my mom here to tell me to sit up straight and yeah. I'm joking, by the way. My mom loves me plenty. If anything,
somehow I think you have a wonderful.
If anything, she's a little bit overbearing, not underbearing. And Sam up 4-3. Oh, some fantastic digs.
Wow.
Before that, yeah.
So, if you've never played in a tournament, you see we have referees here. And we were talking about being sometimes intimidated with new things. The referee needs to complete the score before you serve, but you have plenty of time after he completes the score to serve the ball. So if you are planning on playing in a tournament, just remember to let that referee complete the score, but then take your time. There's no rush to serve the ball.
I think it's good practice anyway, even without a ref, to say the score, gather yourself for a moment.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I make that mistake all the time. I miss a serve
We're in
because
a rush.
I'm hitting the ball as I'm saying the score, and I haven't fully
We're in a rush,
centered
right?
myself. Are we getting Jace on the mic here?
Hey, Jace.
Jace, what's going on, man? Let's make sure your mic is operational. I think. Hold on. Let me. There we go.
Okay.
Now you're on.
Yeah, there you go.
So, first of all, what are you seeing out here, especially in this match? What can you tell us about these four players?
Jaren's a very he's a good paced player. Adeline hits very hard, so them together is like a good mix between the two.
Yep.
Tia, is that her name?
Yeah, she's new.
Tia.
Did you play against her tonight? You did.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay.
But a different tournament.
Okay.
She's very good. Or she's gotten a lot better from the last time I played her. I mean, she was good then too, but no.
How long ago was that?
I'd say like a few months ago. And Sam's just a well-rounded player. I mean, he's got kind of everything, especially mixed.
So Jace, man, how cool is it to be able to kind of be in Grand Rapids, drive a few exits, and get this kind of play on a Thursday night, and have these players coming to GR just about weekly now for these events?
Yeah, no, I love it because, I mean, I love drilling and stuff. I've got really good drilling partners, but this is a whole different type of practice, honestly, and it really just gets you ready for like the bigger tournaments, and yeah.
So speaking of those bigger tournaments, what do you got going on this year here? What's the next few months for you look like? What tournaments are on your radar and events that you have coming up?
So next one I have coming up is APP Delray. After that, I think I might be going to Next Gen in February. And then March, I have PPA Minnesota, PPA Austin.
And you're playing in the pro draw in all of those, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I probably had the dates wrong, but those are just kind of coming up. And then I try to plan in like 3-4 months advance, It's kind of hard planning with partners and committing and stuff, but yeah.
Are you in any of those tournaments? Are you playing with anyone local, or are you out of state partners for most of those, or what's your? Are you partnering with anybody that we might know?
Yeah, so most of the events I'm playing with Brandon Contrado.
Yep.
If you know him.
Yeah, east side of the state.
Yep. So I love playing with him. I feel like we mix really well. He lets me play my game, and he plays his really well. So yeah, it just mixes really good.
Is there something that you're particularly looking forward to? Is there a tournament you particularly would like to?
In the future, I really want to go to California.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there, but yeah, so hopefully, and there's a lot of them down there, so yeah. Great shot.
Tia smokes a winner,
Yeah.
and
That
come
was
out on top. It was 3-3.
I know.
And then we blinked, and
Yeah.
it was 11-3. Tia and Sam continue to just play
Phenomenal.
extremely well. They play well together.
They do.
They do.
Too.
They really do.
I just think they really complement each other. They have a very similar type of game, but yet complementary.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited to see the next match because both teams are very solid when it comes to the soft game. Honestly, I think we're gonna see a lot of long points, and whoever could be the most patient is gonna win that match for sure.
Okay, so I'm curious. Early on playing Tia, did she have a soft game, or did she?
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I know she came from tennis, so. But even, yeah, when I played her, she's thinking really well, hitting really good ground strokes, and her hands are phenomenal, honestly.
Yeah, we were saying that resetting things really
Yeah.
well for someone who hasn't played that long. It's a tough skill to learn. She's doing it really well.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had you in the booth for a couple weeks, so we should say too, congratulations on signing with Yola.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
congratulations, Jace.
Yeah, it's fun. It is.
What are some of the benefits
Yeah, the
of that?
perks.
What do you get? You get some perks.
Yeah, so right now I've got they send me a lot of stuff and paddles and clothing, and I really love their clothing, and their paddles are great, and I can't wait for what they're coming out with this year. They're gonna send out some
We got Jordan waving up to Jace.
some new paddles, and I can't wait to try them out because they look really cool.
What's the new one that's coming out? The one that I think they just rolled it out during Masters, right? You're waiting on that one?
So it's like all the paddles, but modified in a different way. It almost sounds, I don't know what they did, honestly, but from what I've heard, people are really liking it.
All right, we've got
Quick interview before they go to their finals match. We're running a little late tonight, but it's only because our games have been so good. Congratulations. You went to 3 games. What did you switch on that last game to get you to the end?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like we just started playing a bit looser and that took pressure off ourselves and just wanted to go out there and have fun. I think I've said that every single time.
Well, it seems like that casual attitude is the secret to your success, so hopefully you can keep it light in the pressure of finals. You guys are the 7th seed facing up against the 4th seed. I think this is one of the first times we've ever had not the number 1 seed in the finals, so a lot of upsets tonight, and it's really exciting. Good luck, you guys. Hopefully I'll interview you later.
Thanks, Sophie. So, Jace, you kind of gave us a little bit of a breakdown of what you're going to see here. I think Jordan and Kristen will try to slow it down on Tia a little bit, although she seems to be able to handle that pretty well.
Yeah. I think Jordan's going to play a very strategic game, as he always does, honestly. He's probably one of the smartest players I know. And Kristen, super solid. I think her strength is definitely her dinking, and her counters are great as well. I think they're going to try to play the slower game, but also really work on their use their counters to their advantage. I think Tia and Sam, they're gonna come out swinging, but I think it's gonna work for them, but for a while until Jordan and Kristen figure their strategy out. But yeah, I don't know what I'm really yapping about.
Good deal. So quickly, we'll head down to Pat and Jeff. Going to talk about what you saw statistically from that last match, or what you expect statistically from this match.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about this match.
Yeah.
Once again, Jordan talked a lot about in the interview afterwards of I think Jace even hit on it a little bit, is the working out their strategy and kind of sticking to their strategy to bring them to the net or to work them. And it may take them just a little bit to figure that out. But I have a lot of faith that Jordan is going to figure that out. So, but I've watched some of that last game, and Sam is playing really strong. And Tia, I've never seen her play before, actually. So to see some of the shots she's making, cross-court dinking and cross-court power, putting a lot of pressure on her opponents, I think it's going to be probably one of the greatest matches we've had yet tonight. So.
Yeah, I'm expecting great things here. I also have never seen Tia play before. I understand she's relatively new to the game with a tennis background. And I just watched part of the end of that semi there on the other court. And I was just so impressed with her soft game. Like, her dinks were just super tight and, somewhat aggressive. And it was challenging for Adeline and Jaren to stay with it. Like, it's just crazy to see a new player like that out dinking these veteran players and stuff. And she's got a ripping too, which she put to good use. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think Adeline and Jaren didn't play their best there at the end of that semi. But, yeah, it should be good to see. I think, it's hard to bet against Jordan and Kristen here, but, man, I think it's hard to bet against Tia and Sam as well. So, yeah, especially with how they've been playing throughout this tournament tonight. So, yeah, hopefully another great match here.
So we're giving you a choice, Pat. You got to bet against one of them.
If I have to bet, you want to put some money on it, Jeff? I got $5 on Jordan and Kristen.
No, that's who I picked. So.
All right. Well,
we'll pool our money. Who wants to come against this? Because I think Kristen. What really surprised me, not doesn't surprise me about Kristen, is that keep an eye out for those down the line shots that she's hitting winners on. That to me is one of her go-to shots, but it is very effective.
We've been seeing that all night from her, and every time I just laugh hysterically because she just, she gets these balls that are just a little bit vulnerable, and you expect like a hard shot up the middle. That's most people's bread and butter, and she just hits this flat, like 80% speed shot, like right behind whoever's in the middle, like down the sideline, and it's worked wonderfully for her. So I hope we see some more of that in this match.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Getting close to, as Downey runs looks like some Oreos or something over Kristen to fuel her for this. I'm just expecting a really tight, well-played game.
I agree. I think it's going to be, we're going to see a little more experience versus...
You're talking age, aren't you? I know it.
I did not say that. I'm going to be the last person talking about age.
I can hear it in your voice, though.
Although, Sam's played a lot of pickleball now, so I wouldn't say and I wouldn't even.
T is not even breathing hard, though.
and her inexperience hasn't shown up at all.
Not at all.
I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's skill-wise, but sometimes, I'm just wondering how it's going to match up because, they are a little bit younger. They've got a lot of energy, but yet you have this experience. And, will they offset one another? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but only one of them has a mom here.
I'm telling you, it's all about your mother.
Jason, what does your mom say to you in between points, or does she stay out of it?
She kind of stays out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
probably for the best.
I was going to say, you probably prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing about Jordan is, not honestly, probably one of the smartest players I know. He's also probably one of the fastest players I know. Like, he's fast.
He does get to a lot.
Deceivingly fast.
I would say that. Yes. Yeah.
Very fast.
Well, we've got some players that can run on this court for sure coming up here because Sam's got some foot speed as well.
Yeah, he does.
I do think we're going to see a lot of kitchen play. That's probably the biggest thing that I'm excited about is really bringing that game back into what we see at the the highest level of play. Or you can call it topist if you want, but really that's what we see on TV a lot of times. A lot of the PPA is playing a lot of strategy at the kitchen, not pulling the trigger too early, really having a lot of patience. And I think if Jordan and them can bring them into the kitchen, we're going to see a lot of long dink rallies.
I'm emailing Merriam-Webster right now to get them to add tapas to the dictionary.
It's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Or tapist is where you have a bias against people who are on the top. Like, stop being such a tapist. All right, it's getting late.
It's past our curfew. All right, there it goes.
Very experienced shot there.
There you have it. There you have it. I love the way Kristen plays with control and consistency. I'm going to say, in a good way, she's not flashy. She's just solid. Wow. That was a tennis reach.
Yeah, we're starting
great
off
point there. Yes.
with a lot of good points.
Great point.
That's how it should be for the championship match. Although this is our 4 and our 7 seed, so brackets got busted. But these are obviously very good players. We knew any team in the draw was good enough to get here.
Great defense. That is just
If I just walked in the door and you told me these were 4 and 7, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah.
They're great players.
Great players, yeah. But we had a deep draw of really good players.
yeah, a lot of people came out tonight.
Yes, stacked draw.
Yeah.
But Lori, to your point, that was something that I had to learn the hard way early in pickleball. Is that flashy doesn't really win you a lot of points. It may give you get a highlight reel shot or two.
Yes.
But most of the time, consistent, steady, and the kind of the not flashy thing wins more often.
She's conservative in her movement, so she's always ready.
Yep. Yeah, I think we were talking about that earlier, about just always seeming like you're in control, have your feet underneath you, and I think I've heard Tyson McGuffin talk about it in his podcast. He calls it getting situated. Like all these players always look like they're situated.
Great hands.
Yes.
Or all players, honestly.
I want to bring home some reels of Tia's two-hand backhand. It's the shot I'm working for.
That is, yeah.
At the net, it's beautiful.
It's a great shot.
Form, honestly.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Jace, at the moment, is there anything in particular that you're concentrating on, or is it more of just like sharpening every skill?
Yeah, I kind of have every skill. One thing I'm not going to lie, I do want to work on is my two-handed backhand.
I noticed you hit some last week. Yeah.
I'm getting there.
And some from the kitchen line.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a lob.
Oh, that was amazing. So disguised.
Disguised and over his backhand side.
That's one thing you got to watch out for playing Kristen is her lob is almost always on point.
We've seen that a couple times tonight. That one was probably the best of them, though. No, and then that, in addition to experience, net love doesn't hurt.
That's just solid.
Yep. And again, that won't make the highlight reel.
Exactly.
But it won you a point.
Yeah, exactly.
Staying ready for that. She's gotten a lot of people on that tonight.
Yeah, she has.
So, Jace, I asked Lori this earlier. What's your strategy when you're playing a team that switches?
Like on the return?
Yes. So defensively.
Honestly, always hit it to the person running up. I don't care if it's a guy or a girl. I will say in mix, if the girl's switching, I will start driving it down the line. But if the guy's switching, I will drop it. But yeah, almost, I'm always hitting it to the side that they're switching on.
And when you're hitting it, are you driving it? Are you driving it? Or are you trying to drop it at their feet? What's the shot that you're hitting when you go to that side?
I think for drive, especially in mix, is like a drive and a drop combined. Because
So like a 60%,
yeah, I'd
80%?
say 60%, yeah. Because you want to get low to their feet, but you also want to keep pressure on them, you know?
Now, not everybody has that shot.
No, it's
Did you have to
definitely-
drill that shot
Oh, yeah,
quite a
of
bit? Yeah,
course.
yeah.
I think it's a shot that everybody should work on because it's probably the most well-rounded shot to get up to the net.
What do you think is the hardest shot to master?
Honestly, a lot of the simple shots are really hard to master. For me, it's my forehand dink. Like yeah, that's for me. I think it varies between people. But yeah, for me, it's my forehand dink. No matter how hard I drill it, I mean, it just won't be as good as my backhand.
It's interesting because a lot of people think it would be your backhand dink.
Yeah.
But, you know, I find the same as you. I find that forehand dink being a more
I
complicated
think I
shot.
think a lot of people. I think also for this, I'm speaking somewhat stereotypically, but I think for a lot of guys, if you play a lot of if you play a lot of mixed, you don't end up on that side forehand dinking a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Unless you're left-handed.
Unless you're left-handed.
But then you're still not.
Good defense by Sam and Tia.
I meant to ask you earlier too. When you're doing these tournaments coming up, are you playing just men's? Are you doing mixed? Are you doing singles?
Men's and singles.
Men's and singles.
Right now I'm in the qualifier for both, so just working my way up. It's a grind though.
Yeah.
Tiring.
To do more than one draw, especially singles, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and usually like these tournaments are back to back. Like in in March, I'm gonna be home for 2 days.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Tia and Sam chipping their way back into this.
Sure are.
Yeah. Tied up 5.
Tied at 5. We came back, I think, at 2-5. Oh, he almost got to it.
Great effort, Jordan. Yeah. Great effort.
The fact that he got a paddle on it.
Yeah. Sold himself out at it's 10:30 at night, still diving, skinning his knees.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a bird.
Yep. There it was. We were just talking about what that was earlier.
So you notice that after the missed shot, this is very important for teamwork. After the missed shot, they tap paddles, encourage each other, no eye rolling, positive energy. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's huge, and I don't think it's any surprise either that when you get to this level, like all 24 players who played tonight, it was like that.
Yes.
You can't get this far by being a bad partner.
Exactly. That's this is a shout out to learning new players. Be supportive of your partner.
He is all over the court.
Ernie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
They're gonna need to stop here.
Oh, almost dug that one out, but like you said, Jace, that was an important. They needed to stop the bleeding there.
Very important.
See if they can make a comeback again.
Oh, wow. Tough.
That point
Not
was
only-
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's just a great example
Yeah.
of what we've been saying about
Yeah,
Kristen all night.
exactly. Yes.
Took the pace off a bunch of drives, just kind of did the smart thing, dinked it over, and won the point without having anything that we would probably put on an Instagram reel tomorrow. But it just wins the point.
You know, you watch her shots. At no point do you think, maybe she should have made a different choice. She's just a good decision maker, I think.
I agree.
So if you look at the stats too, it's interesting. Tia does not have many speed ups, winners, or errors. It seems like Sam's playing. They're playing a lot of balls to Sam.
Wow.
Yes,
maybe that's
I
why.
agree.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why right there. But it's been a lot of yeah.
Earlier in an earlier match, I was noticing the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're playing him a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Jordan, that's
What a pickup.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
One thing I noticed about Tia's game is not only is her two-handed backhand clean, her one-handed slice is on point also.
Yeah, she does seem to be able to do a little bit of everything.
For real.
Here they come.
There they come.
6-8. Little wide by Sam. Regretting it.
Yeah.
But again, there we have
I
that
think he missed.
support.
I think he missed that corner the last time too. So it happened twice.
But
What a drive.
Yep,
Took
made
that
up
one
for
out.
it. Then. Yeah, it's like forget dropping it on this one. What a couple of shots there, though.
Yeah.
Good little corner to corner on those
Yeah,
shots
she
from
played
Jordan
really
and
good.
Sam.
Beautiful
Yeah.
And we
shots.
started that point off with the third shot lob, too.
Right.
We don't usually see that.
Which I actually thought she made a good decision on
Yeah.
that one because of
I
where
agree.
she was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
What a
Sam.
shot by Sam.
All right, this thing came back over. It was 5-8. We said, let's see if they can make a comeback, and they've done that and then some. Do you take a timeout here? If you're Jordan and
I
Kristen,
think I
I would
would.
too,
Yep, I
yeah.
think I would.
they're going to play through it.
See if they can get the stop. And they made the right
Oh, wow, they
great,
did, but
yep,
what a
great point.
what a couple of
Great
defensive
defense. Great
shots.
defense.
And Jordan and Kristen stuck with it.
And they're gonna keep playing. No more, no timeout.
Yeah. That's trust in yourself there.
Yeah.
And it works again.
Sometimes taking the offensive timeout, it's a good thing. Just agree with your group, but I think they're on a roll right now, so they don't need it.
Oh, that's a great
That's
shot.
a great
Yep.
shot.
She's really good at crashing her own drops. Like, she drops and without hesitation just runs up. And that's amazing.
I think she's so good from mid-court, too, that she can handle. Like, she knows she can
Yeah.
take the pace off of something,
Yep.
so she knows she'll get there.
Yeah, I agree. Third Ernie of the game by Jordan.
He's pulling out all the
every
stops.
corner.
That was a third and a fourth Ernie.
4?
2 in a row. He went
that's
Ernie,
true.
Ernie.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's a good serve.
Wow, that's
to
a
close
great
it out.
game.
All right, that's how a championship match
is.
should start, huh?
Beautiful.
12-10 and a lot of back and forth. A lot of gamer runs.
It was.
Some amazing shots, amazing patience, amazing teamwork. Everything you want in a championship game.
We've got at least one more, so don't turn it off yet. If you're tired, you can call in to work tomorrow. You know? It's late pickleball going on.
I'm thinking Sam and Tia need to slow it down in the second game because a majority of their points they lost was hands battles. And it's not that they don't have good hands, it's just, sometimes it goes off the tape and other times, you just get jammed up.
And and obviously credit to Jordan and Kristen, too, for putting those points away. And I thought Kristen's reactions on some of those hands battles were really good.
Kristen is just so good at the reset, and gives Jordan the opportunity to just wait for that put away.
Yeah.
And she's, of course, ready for it because she's in the point.
I was going to say, she's a fantastic partner.
Yeah.
So in women's, Kristen normally plays with the Downey, right?
Yep.
Can see how they would not lose a whole lot.
We're good.
Yeah, I can add just a little bit of that game. We're obviously monitoring. You see from the stats on the screen, but Tia didn't have one error that whole game. And it could say a couple things. It could say that they're playing a lot to Sam, which is unusual a little bit, but kind of respecting her game. I think they really, when they have come to her, she's just been solid coming back every time. And I think that it kind of speaks for herself. Sam had 10 errors in that game to 0. That's hard to imagine.
Sam seems to have made a strategic change here and is driving it a lot more on his third after I think he missed a couple of those, and his drive's working for him. So he's getting aggressive. I think it's a good
Playing
move.
to his strengths.
Yep.
What a
and
shot.
it's working.
Wow. So, maybe or maybe not on this thought. He's had the cramps in his legs, and it is easier to hit a hard ball to me when you're cramped because you're standing more upright than the dinks, which you really have to use your legs to control the softness of the game.
Boy, he missed that one by a sliver, though, that last one. I think you're right, although he hasn't looked, he doesn't look compromised to me so far. Yeah. Looks like the relish worked, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Some good mustard.
Really
Put some
good
mustard on it.
Only the best at All In Pickleball Gym. What a catch.
Wow.
Just great.
Wow.
So we were talking about how many fast players there were on the court earlier. We didn't mention Kristen, and we should have.
Yeah, we really should have.
I'm telling you, she's no flash, but and I don't mean flash by speed. I mean, she's just so consistent
Steady.
that you
She's
you don't notice how she reads the ball.
3, 2, 1.
Well-constructed point there. Sam made a nice decision to switch up the dink direction.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2.
What a reset. Oh,
Yeah, I feel like Sam's hitting a little more freely right now.
He's going for it more. Yep.
2, 3, 1.
So, Jace, you've played with Jordan quite a bit, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Every week.
I've watched him for multiple weeks in this thing, and I think I can still count on one hand the amount of thirds he's missed. Like he just doesn't miss them.
Oh no, he doesn't miss thirds. When we drill, it's really frustrating because we do this one drill where we played 11, and one person's at the net, another person's back. And yeah, he doesn't miss, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah. Well, we can see that from this because I barely remember seeing him miss one.
Yeah. If we want to talk about consistent players, I mean, he's around here. He's got to be one of the top
In terms of in terms of everything, really. But yeah, consistency for sure. Yep.
I mean,
and he didn't let me jinx him there. Normally he wouldn't. Somebody else would have missed that third after I gave him all those.
Yeah. And he might not have the most power, but his hand speed and his consistency definitely make up for it.
Oh, he's
if not way more.
Such a smart player.
Yeah, very. Wow.
He made me nervous on that one. I thought he was going to miss that one. It was very low over the net. I was like, this is the one he's going to miss.
Yeah, no, I
but
can't.
No, he did.
Great
Yeah,
defense.
that's just great.
That's
great point.
Amazing
Yep.
points.
Yeah, Sam and Tia need to find something.
6, 3, 1. Point.
Other than that, like you said, it's not like the world's most powerful shot, but it's enough. It's well placed. He makes good decisions.
Yeah, the place where he hits that target. I mean, it matters as much as how hard. Yeah, definitely as much as how hard the shots hit.
8, 3, 1.
The old adage is placement over power. And that doesn't mean that's not decent power, but boy.
What a two-handed.
That is, yeah.
She held that so well, and just placed it right back.
8, 3, 2.
Look how early her preparation is.
Yeah.
Now that prep, I think the prep is definitely a tennis thing, unless you drill it a bunch when you come over to pickleball. But you have it naturally from tennis for sure.
9, 3, 2.
9-3.
It's a good shot. A couple of great digs from Jordan. And as we saw in the last game, Sam and Tia can go on some runs, so
yeah, they
can get offensive.
A little frustrated with himself on that shot.
Yeah, maybe a little tired to take a swing from there too.
I think he's a little fatigued.
Yep.
You know, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Point.
It's funny to watch them get frustrated with those errors that we see and make so often, or like just missing shots that they just think are routine. Yeah, a little cramping up.
He's gonna feel that.
Yeah. We'll make sure we send him home with some relish for the drive.
Okay,
oh, there it
well,
is. There it
we
is.
go.
I just took
the first one I've ever seen.
It just took six shots for him to take my broadcast of jinx, but there it was.
Great spot by Sam,
Yeah.
right at the feet.
Yeah.
Nothing too powerful, but
That's an important hold there at 9. It's the no damage done hold.
Big hold.
4, 9, 1. Point.
great digs by Sam.
Yep. Just trying to chip away.
5, 9, 1.
That first drive that Kristen handled and just put out wide to his backhand. Huge shot.
She just cut that, and it didn't even come up. That's a great shot. Great shot.
9, 5, 1.
Oh, very well played. And if you look at the stats, Kristen has one winner.
Yep.
But she's made so many shots that led to them winning points.
10, 5,
Kristen and Jordan are just playing lights out right now.
Yeah, they really are.
Sam says, I'll do one also.
Sportsmanship.
Good, yeah.
Sportsmanship. Yeah.
Clearly not intentional. Just
No.
making a play.
That was a great move.
Yeah, backhand Ernie. I
Yeah.
don't see those too often.
Point game.
What a great match.
Great match, great tournament overall. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
like you said, Chase, Kristen, and Jordan just, I mean, they played well throughout, but they were
Solid.
really on that
All
game.
night.
Yeah.
All night.
Solid.
Yep.
I don't think they had like an off moment all night, honestly. They
No.
just had a consistent game. I mean, nothing too special. Like you said, not a highlight reel, but wins the points.
So many good resets and shots from the midcourt to get themselves to the kitchen line, too.
Kristen, to me, because they go to her when she's at midcourt,
I think she's
that
gonna-
she
yeah.
has phenomenal resets from there to just keep that ball going until.
And they're so rarely attackable. It's
Yeah.
shocking how many
Yeah.
of those shots she hit
Yeah.
tonight that were not attackable.
Yes.
She's definitely very underrated around here,
Yeah.
I would say.
Very well placed, always low, and
The secret weapon.
huge. Let's give huge credit to Tia and Sam. Tia's first premier night
Tia
played great.
Played amazing.
Very
They
close
both played
match
amazing.
in the first first game.
I mean, the whole tournament, I think they played so solid and really showed us what they have, but
Yep.
also the potential there is incredible.
And they do win $200, so they
Yeah.
get some gas money.
All right,
little,
they can get home.
Sam can get hopefully some electrolytes on the way home
Yeah,
using that.
some mustard.
Yeah, some mustard. That buy $100 buys a lot of mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, yeah, he played through cramps, so.
yeah, it looked.
And made it to the finals.
We thought he might be out for a minute. We thought that was going to be it.
yeah.
I mean, he was
And,
laying on the ground, but he's probably like, yeah, I got this.
So yeah, Jace, are you playing in the next one too? Are you doing open?
Yeah, I'm playing with Jordan.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a
So,
good partner to have.
Run
I
it
think.
back.
Yeah.
We did it in the first episode.
Yep.
Excited.
And that's that, and then we won't see you around here much in March, huh? We'll have to turn on a stream to find you. But let's get down to Jeff and Pat and give us a final look at stats from Championship Court.
You go. All right, yeah. Another pretty tight match. Good play. I think in second game, I think we kind of saw Sam make a few more errors than is normal. We could tell his leg was kind of bothering him again. So unfortunately for him, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But, no credit taken away from Kristen and Jordan here, man. They played amazing. Jordan with those Ernies, Kristen with her resets, they just played brilliantly. I don't really know what else to say. It was incredibly impressive. And yeah, and
We look at the first game, kind of combine it and talk about a couple stats that weren't kind of exposed, but we had a total of 8 net cord winners, or 8 net cords in the first game. We talk about playing it close to the net. That's really defines it. And actually, 5 of those were winners, from both teams. And
Yeah.
Dan stopped up here and actually kind of gave me a little bit of his insight. And what was obvious is that Tia had 1 error the entire 2 games.
Yeah, that's incredible. I can't believe that. Like she didn't miss a shot. And she was getting hard balls hit at her, and she was just counterattacking and everything. It was incredible to see her play. What an amazing upcoming player.
What Dan kind of brought to my attention as well, and we talk about this when we're training out here, is whenever you can get into a 2-on-1 situation, that was what they really did. They isolated Sam. They went 2-on-1 on against him, and you could see the frustration in his eyes, that how do I defend 2-on-1? I may be even the best player out here or one of the best top players out in here, but 2-on-1 is tough.
Yeah, I think it's tough for Sam, and Sam is so fast and he covers the court so well. I think it was kind of hard for him to maybe give some of those middle balls to his partner. We saw him covering, almost both edges a lot of the time, and maybe when you're cramping up, maybe that's time to kind of let your partner take a few backhand dinks in the middle, But it's hard to get out of that mindset. I totally understand.
It is. Well, we really appreciate being here tonight. It's a fun time again, Pat.
Yeah.
Great job with the production crew. I think we did a lot of great coverage, but the real stars were those on the court. It was just a fun time to watch.
Yeah, what a great night of pickleball. So thanks so much for having us. And yeah, we're going to send it over to Sophie here on the court side with an interview with our champions.
Da-da-da. Okay.
Over and out.
Congratulations to our winners of Thursday premiere night. How are you feeling?
Awesome. Didn't expect it. Like, competition was so tough. Like, it was like, oh, you know, we'll have fun. We'll try and compete. See how well we do. Who knows?
First time partnership. And so are you surprised? Because you've won twice now. This is your second, and this is also your second win.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I didn't really have any expectations coming in. I always just want to have fun. You know, like we said earlier, the group, all the teams were so tough that anyone could beat anyone on a given night. And I thought Jordan and I played well together for our first time playing. And, you know, I mean, we're not the flashiest players, although Jordan was all over the line there with the...
Like maybe 7 Ernies or something?
Yeah. But it was fun. You know, it's kind of nice when you don't have expectations, you don't have that pressure, just kind of go in, have fun. What happens, you know, and we played well tonight, so we came out with the win.
Okay, so now that everything's over and you don't have to hide your strategies anymore, everyone was really curious. First of all, which one of you is responsible for driving strategy, really? Jordan. Perfect.
Probably more so, but yeah, she definitely, you know, contributes.
Okay, so when did you determine what you were going to do? Was it when you were watching games beforehand? Was it during the game? Did you have to pivot? You're nodding.
It was before we played, watching Tia on the other court. Oh, she really likes those angles. We can't let her, you know, kind of pick us apart and pull us wide and move us around. So the strategy was, let's kind of keep the ball.
You were targeting Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I was good. Yeah, I was good with anything in the middle too, and we really didn't go there, but that was the game plan.
Well, it worked out for you guys really well. I think that nobody else quite figured it out as quickly. So it is interesting that you picked up on that from the sidelines. Did you have to pivot your thinking at all?
Dinking, but Jordan had a good strategy and to try to keep it to her left foot and over anything there. We were comfortable and we would know where the ball was going. She gets that forehand and likes it down the middle, and it was just or out wide, and that would hurt us.
So you went in with a more defensive strategy, and that ended up getting you the win, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. We're a defensive team. We're not, you know, flashy, and you know, we're not aggressive or going to overpower anybody. So it's like, kept telling her, we just got to get to the kitchen line. We just got to get to the kitchen line. It worked.
It worked. Okay. Last question. What are you going to do with the money? Any thoughts?
Well, I don't know. I might need 1 or 2 more if we're going to be in Orlando for spring break, but Disney is ridiculously expensive. So now I can afford for my wife and I to go, but not the kids.
Ooh! Oh, I love it. Well, your wife's going to be very happy with that news. All right. What about you?
I'm not sure. We're actually going to be here in Grand Rapids this weekend, so maybe go out to a nice dinner tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't know.
Treat yourself.
Yes, exactly.
I like it. Look at all this self-care with this money, right? Disney with the wife, a little night out in Grand Rapids. Awesome. Well, thanks so much. These are our winners of Thursday premiere night. Go celebrate, guys. We're going to go back to the booth. Anything else?
Thanks to All In for putting these together, because it is, I know it's a lot of work, but it's a great event that we had this winter here. So thanks to All In Gym for doing this.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without our sponsors and our volunteers as well. So it takes a team. I know you know that. It's a lot of effort, but it's all worth it to see incredible play like you guys showed us today. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Sophie, and apologies to Jordan's kids. What a way to find out you're not going to Disney.
I know.
They're probably not up watching this anyway.
No,
but,
it's too late. It's too late.
Well, Lori, thank you so much for stepping in for Tori. We had Tori to Lori, and it was seamless, so thank you for joining us tonight. Any final thoughts on what we saw?
Well, first of all, thank you for asking me. It was a real pleasure. And thanks to all the players, because it was an amazing night of pickleball. And a lot of fun, and thanks for the entertainment, thanks for the lessons I learned tonight, and thanks to All In for this great facility and setting this up. It's just been a really awesome evening.
And thanks to everybody for watching. If you're still on the stream, appreciate you staying up late with us. We'll let you get to bed now, so thanks for joining us. We will be back again. We have several more of these, so stay tuned to this All In Pickleball Gym YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Good night.
Facility in Grand Rapids, featuring 5 full-sized indoor courts and 2 trainer courts that feature a professional outdoor pickleball surface. 16-foot full enclosed ball containment nets on every court will ensure that you will never have to yell ball again. Looking to level up your game? Join any one of our leagues, drill sessions, or training clinics scheduled throughout the week. Industry lighting, online booking, key code access, custom training courts, and players lounge are just a few of the amazing things about All In Pickleball Gym. Come check out our facility in Byron Center, Michigan at 400 76th Street, Byron Center, or visit our website at allinpickleballgym.com.